Have anyone tried to get a hold of Greg since?
I've tried.
I thought I heard your phone go off. Did he message you?
I am Tim on Google and on here. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I heard your phone go off.
Nothing yet.
Wow.
Yeah. Dead to you.
Yep. That's how I roll in the new year.
A little harsh.
Don't show up. Don't answer
Oh
your
yeah.
phone.
Wait. I have to look at here because I keep forgetting.
Dead to
You're on. You're on
Yeah,
TV.
I don't care that much.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
I don't need a cool.
We can high five though.
Yeah!
Yeah, boy.
Your ring fucking hurt.
It does, doesn't it?
Jesus.
Sorry. Luciano.
Sorry.
Oh man.
My bad.
Liar.
We didn't rate our high five this
Shit
week, guys.
at all.
We did an. I was pretty satisfied.
I don't care about it. You fucking hurt me.
Was it killing it? Was it an 8.5?
Nah, it was like a 7. We
All
could
right.
do much better. We've done better.
I think we did.
Me and Dean were fine. You and me were off.
I think the ring upset you is all
I
it
think,
was.
maybe.
You got a little upset by the ring.
I did.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was very uncomfortable.
Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 106. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make this show, Midori.
Are we really going with
I
nicknames
figured
now?
I don't have a name.
Do it, man.
I don't
Everybody
even
has
have
a name
name.
except me.
What do I? Oh no, I do have a name.
Yes, you are the
Right.
classy douchebag.
I forgot all about
Mike
this.
McLaughlin, and we have
That's me.
we have the beast from the east, Dean Marchese.
I like doing this show.
Good.
Question for you. Trazier said in the chat something about Star Wars.
Uh-oh.
It's
Does it warrant a
begun.
timeout?
Oh, okay. He spoiled
Oh,
something.
we spoiled
He
something?
didn't. I can't say one way or the other.
Oh no, it's wrong.
Okay, can we just say
It's around the
we're not going to time him out, but moving forward, please, nobody. There's still some people that haven't seen Star Wars yet.
Although I feel like we're getting to the point.
We're
now-
almost there. We're almost
Dude,
there.
it's actually almost a month.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like 1 month, we'll kind of be like, all right, we've gone far enough. If you haven't seen it yet, you haven't seen it.
There's games out that came out like a year ago that people are still like spoiler warning. So like, when is it? When can you just?
What
I
is
feel
the
like
grace
for,
period?
well, no, I
Yeah.
feel like for us to talk about it would be yes. You're right. I don't feel like we should say things like that unless
Yeah,
we
I
say
don't think we're there yet.
spoilers. But I feel like in the chat we don't have to time people out or anything like that. I think even right now
Yeah.
in the chat is fine.
Right.
I feel like it's been long enough to where realistically, if you're in the chat and like I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but timing people out just because they said something like that's too much.
But there's
It
an
was-
example. Joey Ventura, I'm very surprised, hasn't seen it yet.
Really?
A couple
Yeah.
people are saying no spoiling. Don't
Yeah.
spoil.
So, guys, let's go another week, please. No spoilers on Star Wars. We will time out. Just time out. You'll come back after 10 minutes, but we will time out people who
And
spoil
that's
Star
the thing,
Wars.
like, you say that, but if you were the one who hadn't got a chance to see it yet, you'd be like, motherfucker.
Well,
Right.
I would be annoyed, but it would be on myself. Like right at this point,
I don't know,
Spectre.
dude.
Like I haven't seen Spectre yet. If someone spoils anything that happened to Spectre,
Well,
I'd be like, "Fuck, that's on me."
let's just call a spade here. Spectre is not fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No,
right?
well,
Yeah.
to me, no. Realistically,
No,
I
it's
actually
not.
love James Bond more than I like Star Wars.
People have been
That's just
have
me.
been
You
beaten
are
half to
also dead
death.
me now. You're dead.
Why?
Because you just said Spectre is more important to you than Star Wars?
I didn't say Spectre. I said James Bond is more important to me than Star Wars.
I think that's also
James
kinda
Bond
crazy.
franchise to me, because it was such a integral part of my childhood, was bigger than Star Wars. My parents never were really
Yeah.
big into Star Wars. They
Okay,
just-
I mean
My
that's
parents
you.
weren't either. I'm just smart enough
I
to
just
know.
don't think anybody was beaten half to death for spoiling James Bond.
Wait, did that really happen?
Yes.
I
You
didn't
hear
know
about this?
No, I missed this.
There was a guy coming out of a theater not being cognizant of his surroundings, talking
Yeah.
about the movie while walking right past the people who were about
Oh,
to walk
no.
into the next showing, and I'm sure you can imagine what he probably spoiled,
Yeah.
and he got beaten up half to death, supposedly. So yeah,
That's wild.
it happens.
It does happen.
I was very careful when I was walking to that
Wow.
theater that day.
I didn't say anything. I think the only thing I said was "wow."
Did you notice, like, when you were walking out of the theater, everybody who was going to the next showing was so, like, on edge?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like, ready to jump and hide if they heard anything, even remotely
It was
reminiscent
risky
of a spoiler.
business, man. It was an interesting. It's such a weird thing, Star Wars. It's like unlike any other like thing.
Right, yeah.
You go to see, you know.
I mean, Kevin Smith actually said it perfectly in one of his podcasts recently. We will never again in our lifetime will we have an event like The Force Awakens. Never
Yeah,
again.
because even the second one is not going to be The Force Awakens. Yeah.
You have to remember, like, The Force Awakens was 30 years of anticipation.
Right.
You know, the prequels, and especially after
We don't
not only
count
30
those.
years. Well, no, but think of it this way: it actually exacerbated everything. It was 30 years, or actually 40 years of anticipation almost. right? It's closer to 40 years than it was
I don't
30
know
years.
about that.
And the prequels actually hurt in a way. Like, they satiated for a short time, and then you're like, wait, no, this actually sucks. And then you're like, oh my god, Force Awakens, this could actually be what we wanted. And then Force Awakens happens, and it's actually really good. It's what you wanted out of the prequels.
Yeah.
We will never get an experience in theater like we have out of this.
Yeah. I
It's not
agree.
like even if they made another Lord of the Rings type thing. Like, it doesn't really
Well, they
matter.
kind of did. I think with The Hobbit,
The
people were kind
Hobbits.
of hoping that would be the new Lord of the Rings, and it
Right.
wasn't.
But it wasn't that time. Like, there's
Nah.
so many variables that went into making
I don't
Force
know. I
Awakens
don't know that.
such a
I don't think I
phenomenon.
do agree with that.
How?
In our lifetime,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think it's very possible
Yeah.
that we can get another.
There might be an
thing like
entirely
that.
new series that pops up that has just as much importance as Star Wars. That's entirely new
That's
that
the
we haven't
thing,
even gotten
Star
to yet.
Wars is Star Wars now.
Yeah.
When Star Wars came out, it was like how crazy and cool like the first couple of really good Marvel movies was. Like it's things don't get to where they are until time.
So think of it this way:
passed.
the reason I think, and I agree with, I agreed with what he said, just for the sheer fact that Star Wars was such a cultural phenomenon to
Right.
where it was. There is nothing. I don't feel like there's almost anything bigger in movie franchise that's bigger than Star
There's
Wars.
things that are close, not bigger.
Close, but not bigger, right?
But like think
so
about in like
to that
30
scale.
years, like they bring Harry Potter back, dude.
Right, so that's the other thing. So you have to remember that, also you have to wait about, let's say, 25 years for them to do something with the Harry Potter series, which would be the closest, I guess, right? They would have to wait 25 years to do something with Harry Potter, have it suck, and then wait another 10 years after that to make something that was really good.
Well, I'm not planning on dying when I'm 60, so that's
But what
still
I'm
my
saying
lifetime.
is-
Here's the
there's-
other thing too: is there is something that currently is bigger than Star Wars. It's called
It's
Avatar.
Right.
But,
So-
but that's only globally.
Yeah.
Actually, in the U.S., it's not.
Yeah,
So
but
for
I
us-
mean, are we really
for
going
us,
to just be like, none of you guys
I'm
matter?
just saying. I
Yeah.
feel like now you're nitpicking. Realistically, I do
I'm
not
not
feel like ever
nitpicking,
in my
I just
life
disagree.
there
I
will ever
think,
be
like-
something as big as Force
We're
Awakens.
so off track.
We don't have Greg. We started late.
I
It doesn't
get
really
what
fucking
he's
matter
trying
at
to
this
say,
point.
but like, you can't say that because our lifetimes haven't. Like time will tell that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no. Way
I
to
agree with
know.
the statement. What
That's
the fuck?
because you're
ever.
on Kevin Smith's nuts.
I am not in any way, dude. The guy
some
overhypes
ways.
everything.
In some
In
ways.
some ways, in this way, in this one way.
I don't agree. I just agree
Can we
with what he said.
bring a close to this conversation?
No.
I'm
Okay.
okay with it. Yeah. Move
Guys, as I was saying, we did get one follow already on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Thank you, Tomcat, for following. Everybody else can do that too. Go to the website, or if you're watching from the PS4 Twitch app, just find that follow button, tap it. We'll shout you out because your name will pop up on the TV. We're also on Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL. Follow us there and tweet at us with hashtag on the spot if you want to be a submitted question that might be chosen on Sunday's show. And then you got youtube.com/The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL, for archives of everything, as well as some exclusive content such as Dean and Greg's Power Up. It is superhero comic book nerdiness. There you go. There's another follow. Thank you so much. And that's on every Saturday.
Yep. Said
And-
it was late this week, but I got it up.
And what was
No
this week
problem.
about?
This last week was all about 2016. We talked all about which movie we want to reign supreme in the box office and which ones we think will actually, between X-Men, Deadpool, Batman vs Superman, Civil War, Doctor Strange. There's a ton of superhero movies coming out this year, man.
Right. Oh my,
A
it's
lot.
insane.
Yeah.
Speaking
This
of-
year for
it's
movies
ridiculous.
and video games is kind of crazy.
It's nuts.
Did you
It's gonna
put
be
that little
nuts.
teaser that we just got for the Batman vs Superman into this?
I did.
You did.
Wow.
Okay, we'll talk about that then.
Yeah, I did.
I was going to segue into that for a second.
we're
but
gonna
now-
we're gonna get to that. I had to put that in there.
Thank you.
And also another cool thing about Power Up is you can get it early. We do a cool thing on our Patreon. It's the best way to support our network. Just go to patreon.com/The Level Up Network. Donate just $1 or more, of course, if you want to better support us, and you'll get early access to our exclusive YouTube shows like Power Up. And if something else comes to YouTube in the future, that will of course be included in that tier as well. So something to keep in mind.
Keep in mind, everything that you guys donate goes towards making the show better for
Yes.
you. Like these mics.
Yes.
Or the great looking webcam.
Hopefully these mics.
I know, right? We were still trying to...
I haven't seen any complaints
complaints
whatsoever
about it yet.
so far.
I'm waiting to see Dragon Con. I feel like at this point,
Yes.
if Dragon Con said it's okay, then we're good.
He is definitely the barometer for me,
Right.
at least.
Is he in the room?
I don't know. If
I thought he was.
You would be the only one to know this, I think, right now.
We are, I don't know what the word is. We are noticing that there's a little bit of a dip in quality when it comes to the mics, at least in the last 2 weeks. We're hoping that this week you guys will all agree that these mics are better.
He's in the
In
room.
general, they should be better.
Yes.
That's why we got them.
So about halfway through the show today, I'm going to put a poll in the chat room. You guys are going to let us know if you want us to move back to the clip-on mics for next week's big show, the Level Uppies, or if you want us to stick with these new mics, which hopefully sound better.
I think what we should do is ask people that are dedicated enough to go and look at our archives from about, what, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, if you go 4 weeks ago.
Before Christmas, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you look at one of our archives from before Christmas on YouTube, and then do it, maybe we could even reward them if they do that for us.
Getting a
with
lot
some
of
XP.
good things about the mic. Dragon Con says, so far it sounds good.
Great.
Nice.
Nico Swag says they are great today. These mics are perfect. Mics are good so far. Sounds really good. Sounds like it's going really good.
What would you say? 200
Yes.
XP? 200 XP if they go and do it first?
Yeah, if you can go check out one of our archived
After the
episodes and a comment on that YouTube video and
Yeah.
just say, let us know if you like the old mics better. I would
Yes.
definitely search you out and give you some XP on
I feel like
on
that's
our Twitch.
very good.
Yeah, no problem at all. I have no issues doing that. If you want to do a singular donation, just to get us out of the way, you don't have to go to Patreon and donate every month. You can just do a singular donation at thelevelupnetwork.com/donate, or you can check out our merchandising. Like this shirt right here, and there's more shirts to come.
Smooth.
So go to the levelupnetwork.spreadshirt.com if you want to check out those t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. And like we were saying, keep an eye out for later on in the show for some new t-shirts to come. All right, that's the whole spiel. Let's get into our official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called The Level Up Show Has No Game. It is 3 non-gaming topics, 2 minutes each. Are we ready?
Born ready.
All right,
Well,
nice.
that was not cheesy at all.
Not cheesy.
I didn't think it was cheesy. I thought that
I
was
say it every
beautiful.
week.
Do you really?
Yeah.
First
Never
up,
knew.
Samuel L. Jackson wasn't fond of the Force Awakens lightsaber battles. Quote, I think the kids need to go to lightsaber fight school. They've got time to get better. What he was implying in this interview is that he thought it wasn't impressive. Like, he didn't think the fights itself were impressive. My comment to this is, I think this is probably the best lightsaber battle I've ever seen. I think they're going to get better because, like you said, they're learning, right?
Right.
This is the first time Rey's even held a lightsaber. I would expect her not to know. Well, as far as we know, it's the first time she's held a lightsaber. But the weights, the force, the power behind every swing, it felt like a true sword battle as opposed to an acrobatic dance.
I feel like the benefit to this is that, like, the new version, in The Force Awakens of lightsaber battles is more like what you would see in a medieval sword fight. Or
Right.
something like that. Whereas, remember, for the longest time, it was being shown from Phantom Menace, one of the best fight scenes ever. But when you take out all the special effects and look at the behind-the-scenes footage, it's basically like stylized dancing.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. And I get what he's saying. I understand it. I disagree, but I get what he's saying. At least it's not like a stupid statement.
I have two
He just
comments.
prefers that.
Go ahead.
One, your character died for fighting the way he died.
Yes.
Okay? He died. Two,
Although he got kind of screwed over by Anakin.
he did, yeah. But he
In this scene right
maybe
here.
lasted like 15 seconds and then he was dead. So great, keep dancing around. Comment number 2, his fight was easily the weakest one
Oh my
out
God,
of all
yeah.
of the prequels, so I don't understand why even open your mouth.
Right.
I agree.
I can agree with that.
Let me ask you then. Do you like the stylized version of the fighting, and would you want to see something like that return
Did I
for
like
the next
it?
one?
Yeah, I liked it fine. I thought a lot of those fights, especially the one Duel of the Fates, I thought that was great.
It was perfect.
But
was.
I prefer the more
Weighted.
realistic, like hacking and slashing kind of fighting, especially because these are younger,
Yeah.
like users.
Good spot to close on. Next up, 2015's top 10 of PlayStation Music has been revealed. If you guys don't know, that is actually known as Spotify,
Right.
also known as PlayStation Music. Here are the top 10 songs. I'm curious if you guys have any opinion on the taste of other PlayStation users.
Okay.
Number 1, 679 by Fetty Rap.
God.
Know Yourself by Drake, Nasty Freestyle by T-Wayne, See You Again by Wiz Khalifa, Hotline Bling by Drake, you know that one well, Trap Queen by Fetty Wap, am I saying that right? Fetty Wap?
Yeah,
Fetty Wap?
Never heard of
It's
it.
Fetty
Or
Wap.
Watch Me
the
Whip,
song.
Watch Me Nay Nay, I do know that one.
That's the first one that I've heard.
Post to Be by Omarion,
Yeah, Omarion.
Bitch Better Have My Money
I've heard that
by
one.
Rihanna, and The Hills by The Weeknd.
Haven't heard
I
that
feel
one.
like I need to get an Xbox.
I know 2 songs on here.
Yeah, I know.
I know
Oh my
Watch Me
God.
Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay,
I know
and I
all-
know Hotline Bling.
I think I only didn't know 2 songs out of that whole list, which is bad. I don't listen to almost any of it. I hate the one
Oh
song,
no,
Bitch
the
Better Have My
Wiz
Money.
Khalifa song, I've heard.
Have you?
Yeah, you've heard it too. If you,
Oh, I know.
if you
Everybody
heard
has.
it, you would know it.
It was the one that was at the end of Fast and
Yes,
Furious.
the Fast and
I
Furious
wouldn't know
soundtrack.
that. I haven't seen the newest
It
one.
was at the end of the trailer.
okay, I kind of know what you're
Paul
talking
Walker,
about.
Slow Turn.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is
Sick
I don't want to
Randomness.
bash people that
No.
like this music
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
fine,
all about
yeah.
taste. Everybody's accustomed to their taste. I'm just kind of surprised.
That there's nothing else besides
this kind of
typical,
music.
like, and it's and I mean I'll tell you right now, it's just all it is pop. Half of it is terrible.
Maybe it's that the whole point of PlayStation music, right, is that you're supposed to listen to music while you're gaming. So maybe this is kind of music people like to listen to while they're gaming.
Is
I think
this
a lot of
PlayStation
people-
music. Or
Yeah, it's
is
not
it-
Spotify. It's PlayStation
So maybe
Music.
that's why.
Well,
Right, I think it's a lot of it's
It's
too,
PlayStation Music featuring Spotify.
Right, but I think I don't
Okay.
think this because the list isn't the same as I looked at Spotify's. It's completely different.
Okay.
But
Maybe
but
because
I
the
think a lot of them
user
are
base
like
is so much
sports games, racing games, things where you're not really playing like shooters, stuff like that. And I feel like that community would more listen to music like this than anything else.
Okay. I thought it was interesting.
I don't
And,
like
and
it.
finally, check it out, guys.
Oh,
Speaking of things that
Ugh.
I like.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
He looks like he doesn't care when he delivers that line. Do you agree? He's like, "Tell me, do you bleed?"
not only that, dude. All right, so here we've actually all talked about this. It's funny that we're watching this now, and we talked about this yesterday, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then today in the treehouse, Johnny Poolside and Rick brought it up, but I don't care nearly as much about this movie as I did 5 months ago.
Here's the other thing that kind of brought up the discussion this week is this image of Lex
Oh,
that
I
you
hate
posted
this
in
so
the
much.
chat. If you can see it here on the screen, Dean. When I saw this image, I was like, "Is that Point Break?
Yeah.
Like what is this?" I did not piece together it
No,
was
I
Lex
get why you
Luthor
think Point Break.
until in the background I saw the helicopter with LexCorp in it.
Right.
Honestly, to God, I did not realize that was Lex Luthor. Like,
I
is
can
that
see
is that a problem?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's their biggest problem. Yeah, he's and they keep saying like I have a few stories for Power Up tomorrow that are all about. We have a ton of Batman vs Superman stuff because this is what's happening. All of this shit is coming out, and now Zack Snyder, the actors, everyone's being asked to comment on these things, and it was like, just trust us. Just trust us. This is going to be great.
I don't trust
Yeah.
you anymore.
And I was like, the fact that you have to do this kind of damage control is like not a great sign.
yeah.
I'm still really excited. I think it's really cool. I'm trying to focus on what's cool. Like,
Right.
Superman gets hit by the Batmobile and brushes it off. Like, that's
Right,
fucking
like it's
cool.
nothing. Right,
That's
that's
cool.
cool.
I think the problem here is they shouldn't have chosen the scene because out of context, it's really, really bizarre.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Like, why? What was the whole point of this? Like, why does he smash into him? Why does he just fly away without even having a discussion?
Right.
Like,
Not
what
even
is going
that.
on?
Right.
Realistically, if they had done this a month and 2 months ago, before they showed the whole Doomsday thing, when you thought that it was going to be a big fight between Batman and Superman, and didn't realize that they were going to team up probably about halfway through the movie to fight Doomsday, it would have probably been a cooler thing.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
you probably would have liked it a lot more. But WB needs to fire this marketing team because they are
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
I agree, just because
Awful.
I remember the second trailer, not the first one, the second trailer, that is when I was at my highest point for this movie. Everything since
You
then
mean
has
the
been bringing
teaser
me.
and then the trailer?
You had
Yeah.
the teaser, and then you had the trailer, which had the Batman suit with the Robin suit with
Right, that was a good one. That was probably the best one.
a great trailer.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
And that was when I was on a high. Everything since then, I've been gradually losing more and more interest in
And
this
it's
movie.
like Dean said, I'm still excited for. I don't think I'm excited as you are, just because I have a lot of fears for the movie. But I do think that they
I
have
have
a lot
a
of.
ton of worry and fear. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong.
Right.
I'm excited based on the sole fact that I'm a huge Batman fan, and I'm looking at it as just another.
What sucks to me
Batman
is one of the
movie.
cool anticipations for me was seeing.
Mel says, "Time's up." So shut your mouth.
"No, I was."
Trio. She's right.
She is
She's
right.
right. Yeah, I follow
This is
the
kind of
rules.
the point. We're supposed to stick to 2 minutes, but I thought we had a good discussion on that. All right. Let's skip what we've been playing, just because we're kind of a little bit behind. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with the level update, guys. So hold on tight. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. No idea where Greg is.
I was just gonna say that.
We've had a few comments on YouTube videos, probably relating to
That's
the
funny.
mics. That's funny.
But I like that.
Johnny
cool.
Poolside on both episode 70 and episode 66 said, "Nope, keep the new mics. They sound better. Keep the new mics. They sound awesome when synced."
Good.
So, So far, so good. We'll have to see what happens when we take some Skype calls and if we get Greg on the line, see if that affects things.
Derek's comment's actually really funny.
Oh, I missed it. Tell me, do you bleed because the Red Cross is doing a blood drive? That is good.
I like that.
I thought it was funny. You're like, oh my god, that's the surprise. Derek had a funny comments.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Yep. Yeah, dude, all of a sudden before I was on my way over, I got hit, like, massive headache, and I was, like, exhausted out of nowhere.
I can tell your voice is, you
I'm,
your throat
I'm like,
sounds little.
at the end, but it's, like, flagging me. So at the end, I took allergy medicine, which boosted me up a little bit. I chugged a Red Bull, and I had green tea because I was so out of it.
Nice.
Not really.
This is awkward. All right, I guess we're back then. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 106. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing, please make sure to follow us on that website or watching on the PS4 Twitch app. Doesn't matter. Your name will pop up on the TV. We'll shout you out. Thank you to these followers from Ziploc Bob, Gimmick Is, Mangst22, and Tomcat750. That puts us at 7,800 follows, which means we hit our follow goal for tonight.
Guys, can you believe we're 200 followers away from 8,000?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's a pretty big goal for us.
That is 10,000 is going to be nuts.
I mean, 10,000 is
if we
going to
get
be a
there.
huge one, but even 8,000. When a year and a half ago we were excited because we might have hit 2,000 at this point.
Right. I know. It's crazy. We've come a long way.
No, about a year ago.
So there you go. 300 XP to the 63 people. We got, we're above 70 actually overall though. That's great.
Yeah, we increased those watching.
Yeah, that's great news. Thank you to the 72 people watching us right now. So yeah, check us out on all our different channels. Follow us. We're about to move on to the Level Update. It is our discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. Sorry to Teammater, we're not taking calls just yet. We'll open that up in the near future. So first up, first story of the night. I forgot there was an intro.
Oh, man.
Oh,
There is an intro. First story of the night. PlayStation 4 has a spectacular holiday season. IGN's Nicole Carpenter writes, Sony announced today that it sold more than 5.7 million PlayStation 4 systems throughout the 2015 holiday season. This brings the total units sold to over 35.9 as of January 3rd, 2016. It's not only the system that sold well, the company says. 35 million PlayStation 4 games were sold in retail stores and through digital download over the past few months. Adding to its success, the company notes that 60% more users subscribed to its PlayStation Plus service at the end of 2015 compared to the same time last year. That's huge. Quote, we are absolutely delighted that so many customers have selected PS4 as the best place to play throughout the holiday season and that the PS4 community is growing more than ever. That came from Andrew House, President and Global CEO. Sony House says, remains steadfast in its commitment to deliver innovative entertainment experiences with its unprecedented games portfolio, which will bring games like Uncharted 4: Thief's End, New Hot Shots Golf, and The Last Guardian into 2016. In opposition, we also know now that Microsoft, as far as activated consoles go, is about 18 million. So they're still holding on to that 2-to-1 ratio pretty strongly. That's good news for Sony.
I'm surprised by that, and you know what's really sad is that the Xbox really needed to make an impact over the holiday.
This holiday, yeah.
And not only were the deals kind of I wouldn't say mediocre, they were pretty decent, but they weren't as good and as strong as we were anticipating, especially because they knew that they had a big ways to go as far as taking the lead. And it's not like a company is okay with, especially a company like Microsoft is okay with being second. They definitely want to be first, and to be first, I don't understand why they're not eating more cost on it and getting that price point. If they had done, even if they had just done $280 with a game, they would have beaten Sony's price. Sony might have matched them, but they would have beaten Sony's price. They would have matched the Wii U's price, and it would have cost them $20 per unit, but they would have activated more consoles, gotten the brand out there, and gotten more first-party titles out.
For Halo to really not build the community and the audience at all on Xbox, it comes down now to Gears of War, in my opinion. That's really the last big IP that is synonymous with Xbox. If that can't do the job, I'm not sure what will at this point.
Unless they throw their wallet at another company and buy an exclusive.
See, I can't imagine them doing that again after what happened with Rise of the Tomb Raider. That was just such a failure on... I mean, I don't know.
That was a terrible... I'll tell you right now, I'll be 100% honest. If they were going to do that Rise of the Tomb Raider was such a terrible choice, in my opinion.
Right.
Tomb Raider, the first reboot of Tomb Raider, 2 years ago now? almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think
was
yeah.
a great game. I
It
loved
was.
it.
Yeah.
I said it
well,
was almost. It was
supposedly
almost
this one is really great too.
and I'm sure it is, but it doesn't have that driving force. Even Square Enix wasn't impressed by the numbers. Now their goal was, way higher than it should have been. For the title did better than it should have, given all the issues that it had, from the franchise past. But to throw your wallet at a game like that, I feel like the only reason they did that was to be like a big FU to Uncharted.
I think they thought it might have helped them. It was maybe an experiment. In the end, I'm sure Crystal Dynamics got the money that they needed to I guess justify giving it to Xbox. But at the same time, they have to be at least somewhat disappointed that more people aren't playing this great game that was given Microsoft Xbox Game of the Year at IGN, like over top of Halo, over top of Forza Horizon. That's what won Game of the Year for Xbox at IGN. And granted, there's a lot of other sites, but that shows that this is a great game.
That's a big force. They're not, they're not some smaller company. My opinion is they should have gone after a bigger game. Let's say, and I know it sounds crazy, but it actually would make sense if they had bought the exclusive rights to Battlefront. Now I know Sony had a big development, but if they had really thought it out, buy the exclusive rights to Battlefront and only had the exclusivity until like the 10th of December, and then allow it, because then EA wouldn't be eating the money on the missed sales for PS4 or anything like that too much. They still would be buying it for their kids anyway. The Star Wars is such a big franchise, but they would have sold so many consoles if they were able to be the ones that bundled with it. And they didn't bother. They went after Tomb Raider, and that's what blows my mind. Is I don't feel like they thought very well ahead in advance. I feel like they just wanted something to be like FU to the people that like Uncharted.
Right.
That was my own. I don't know. I think that was a terrible move.
I'm kind of curious. Just a quick poll, very straightforward. Do you think that Xbox can catch Microsoft? Yes or no? Simple as that. Yes, no answer. Put it in the chat right now. Let us know what you think. Mike, you're up with the next story. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I read things. Square Enix dissolves Shinra Tech to 2.2 billion yen loss. IGN's Alex Osborne writes, Square Enix's cloud-based gaming service, Shinra Technologies, is being shut down. I completely forgot about this.
Shinra Technology Service.
Service. With the company suffering an extraordinary loss of 2.2 billion yen. I just completely forgot that was actually a thing.
I know. Nobody cared about it.
Wow. According to Square's announcement, Shinra Technologies Japan and its New York branch are being dissolved. Liquidation of the New York and Tokyo divisions are estimated to be complete by March 31st, 2019 and June 30th, 2016, respectively. That's a weird offset. It's 3 years difference. And one's only like 2 months. Wow, that doesn't make any sense.
Ventera says, I have no perception of yen, therefore I can't tell if that's a lot of money. I think it's either tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think
it's a good amount.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good amount.
There. I would say it's probably closer to like $80 million.
Yeah, I mean, I have no... Could you maybe do a quick search on that, Dean?
Yeah,
2.2 billion yen to US dollars. Sure.
In the meantime, Shinra Technologies has been trying to raise funds necessary for further business operations from third-party investors, Square Enix said in its official statement. Unfortunately, however, the company was unable to find prospective investors and as such has decided to close down the business. Square Enix unveiled its ambitious cloud gaming venture in 2014 with former Square Enix CEO Yoichi Wada leading the business.
Thank God they got rid of that guy.
Was he terrible?
He was terrible. He made all of the worst decisions. That's why Square Enix,
like Shinra Technologies.
Like that, but also like Final Fantasy 13 being a trilogy.
Oh
and
my
like,
God. He was that guy.
He was the guy. He was the
okay.
president. I mean,
Right.
he was the guy who made the big decisions in the end.
Right.
And Square Enix, you've seen recently, is really making a bounce back ever since they got rid of him.
Is he still on the Final Fantasy board? He was the one that was on there. Was like, oh, I don't like that.
Wada just was... I don't know what Wada's deal was, to be honest with you. He didn't realize what Western audiences wanted, and that was, we want the Japanese RPGs that we grew to love. Right. You're not going to find a new audience in the West. No. You're going to hold on to that Western audience that likes Japanese RPGs. Right. He was trying to appeal to Western sensibilities, and that's not why we like Square Enix. Right. Like, that's why the people that like Square Enix don't like them, is because they don't cater to that. They just do what they do. Go back to doing that, and they are. I think that they are going back to that.
And I feel like there are people that will get onto the new Japanese, JRPGs and everything like that, but not in the same way that we did. Not with gaming industry being as it was. Mm-hmm. That was the only way to get a unique gaming experience that wasn't a traditional Western style. Now you have so many indie developers and everything like that. Whereas now you're liking indie. If they had indie games the way they do now, you probably wouldn't have gotten into JRPGs as you probably did, not in
Yeah,
the way that you did.
it's hard to say. Yeah.
It's like a weird thing if you think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the goal of Shinra Technologies was to provide new gaming experiences through a cloud-based ecosystem that would allow developers to create constantly evolving digital worlds. So I guess it was kind of like they're hoping going to...
It was their Gaikai /
Right.
PlayStation Now. I'm not sure why we needed another person jumping into that space. They
No.
tried it. It failed. But, you know, with that being said, all right, push it behind you. It's done. Go back to what you're doing right now, and that's Project Setsuna. You know, that's World of Final Fantasy.
The MMO
Yep.
is doing phenomenally.
They made a big bounce back.
Right.
So, yeah, they just need to keep doing what they're doing right now. Push this behind you. Forget about it.
Nearly as bad as...
It's about $17 million.
Okay, 17 million. Okay.
I was way off.
I thought I
A little
knew it
bit
was
more
probably
because they didn't do
10s.
2.2 because this website's kind of wonky. So, I just
So
did
there you
2
go.
billion. Yeah.
All right,
$17 million.
So about probably $20 million.
So not quite as terrible as it
No, that's
seemed,
still a
but-
decent amount of money.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the poll real quick before we move on to Dean here. It is literally 100%. 100% of people say no, that Xbox can't catch up.
No, they won't. I don't feel
Yeah,
like they
that's
will
crazy. I thought at least somebody would say that yes, they could.
either. Unless something happens in the PS, in the Sony's, end of life cycle, I have no idea what it would be, but I don't see them ever catching up.
Right. So yeah, that was 15 people that jumped in on that, and the winning option was no. Go ahead, Dean, you're up with the next story.
Cool beans. Sony files trademark for a new IP. IGN's Alex Osborne is a busy guy.
He does a lot.
I read that
He
IGN.
writes.
He does.
A very good deal.
He writes this time, fellas, that Sony Computer Entertainment America has filed a trademark for something called Days Gone. The trademark via how you come down?
Dual
on that?
shockers.
Via or via?
Via.
Via.
Yeah.
The way you
So
say
it turns
via.
out. Via DualShockers was filed with the USPTO on December 28th under Class 9 for video game software, as well as Class 41, which denotes the inclusion of some type of online component. I gotta swallow that spit there. Sony has yet to comment on the new trademark, but it's quite possible Days Gone could be a new title from one of its first-party studios. Last month, Sony exec Shuhei Yoshida said PlayStation 4 owners can expect an unprecedented rush of big releases in 2016. Perhaps Days Gone is one such game.
The first one to talk about, I would think, is Sony Bend, right? We got
Yeah.
Uncharted Golden Abyss on the screen right now. Sony Bend's last game. How long ago was that? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was the launch of the Vita.
No, 4 years ago.
That was the launch of the Vita, so 4 years ago. Yeah, I think is about right. So they've got to be working
Maybe
on
more.
something, and maybe it's Days Gone. The other one a lot of people are bringing up is Last of Us. It does kind of feel Last of Us
Can
as
you-
like a subtitle.
Wait a minute. Can you imagine if they're doing like a Last of Us Vita title in the ways of what was the DLC called? I can't remember.
Left Behind.
Left Behind, something like that.
To,
That would
to
be-
fill in more of the Joel Ellie story or a separate story?
a separate story.
I
That
think
would
it's
kinda be cool.
possible, but very unlikely. I
Maybe.
don't see. They've
Them
said
doing
before
any
that they're
more
not
Vita
doing
titles,
first party
yeah.
stuff on the Vita
Well, I mean,
anymore.
they also say a lot of shit that's not true.
They do.
So, you know what sucks is that, I was thinking about it as he was reading the story. I remember when we first started, there was a slew of about 4 or 5 titles, trademarks that were registered for Sony, and I think we only got like 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was like a slew all at once. We got like 4, and one of them was for like God, I can't remember any of them. I had to go back into the archives and look at what they were. But like there was a story that one of us read, and we had like a ton of predictions of what they would be.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what they were, but I don't think we
Yeah,
got
I don't-
all of them either.
I don't remember.
And I don't know if they canceled them or they're still in research. But there's a lot of stuff that I think 2016 is already a big year, but I think it's gonna be bigger than we were anticipating.
2016 is massive.
My
for
wallet
sure.
is crying
Yeah.
between movies and games. I'm dead.
Unless any other comment on that, Dean?
No.
Okay. So since Greg's not here, why don't you go back to taking this story as well, Mike? And then I'll take the final story in this segment. I put 5 in this segment.
Ooh, yay! I'm happy about this. Assassin's Creed is going to skip a year, possibly. Kotaku's Jason Schreier writes, the next Assassin's Creed, just one, which we believe is set in ancient Egypt and codenamed Empire, won't launch until 2017, according to both a new online rumor and sources speaking to Kotaku. who is known to get stuff like this. One person familiar with Ubisoft's upcoming gaming plans told me this afternoon that the decision to delay Empire from fall 2016 was made after 2014's disappointing Unity, and that this bump would allow the development team more room to improve and polish the game. The source said that this biannual approach could be a new trend for Assassin's Creed, which has suffered from franchise fatigue in recent years. Thank freaking God, I'm so happy about this.
Yeah. Me too.
Rumors about Empire originated this morning on the 4chan boards. Oh, that's terrible. Of all places, where an anonymous poster claiming to be a developer at Ubisoft wrote that Assassin's Creed would be skipping this year and that 2017's big game would be set in Egypt. Although I haven't been able to confirm the veracity of this 4chan poster, everything he wrote matches up with what I've heard independently for months. I've heard last year from 3 different people familiar with goings on at Ubisoft that the next AC Creed AC would be set in Egypt. This morning, 2 other independent sources have contacted me to corroborate that. I heard about the codenamed Empire from 2 of those sources. 3 of them told me the game would indeed launch in 2017 months ago. One source told me the game would also take place in ancient Rome, although that may have changed. The 4chan poster says some sections have been removed from the game. Wow, that thing was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the problem. 4chan is not a source for credible anything, but
it's been crossed, like...
I feel like... Here's the thing with Kotaku at this point,
Yeah.
especially after like everything that's happened in the past about year, 2 years, I give them a lot of credit. They're not the type of people to run and just blab about anything, and very rarely do you see them running with a story unless it's corroborated by at least 1 or if not 2 other sources. They are very true to
I think
journalism,
the
so
situation here is they might have never talked about this. It's just that they saw this guy talking about it on 4chan and they're like, wow, this what he's saying matches up perfectly
Right.
with our inside source. There might be some clout to this.
Right.
And then they decided to report on it.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with ancient Egypt. I think that's a really cool way to go. I mean, we've all been saying we want China, but at this point, that's such a freaking pipe dream that I'm okay with letting go of that. I don't think I want Rome.
Why is it a pipe dream?
I feel like because they did the side-scrolling version, and they've been saying for a while they won't do China. They've said multiple times that they won't do the Asian Empire for multiple reasons. I can't remember. It's
like
all
feudal
bullshit.
Japan and stuff
Feudal
like
Japan
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And I
Same
hate
reason
it.
it's so hard to render a female.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so, I mean, it could happen, but like you said, it's a pipe dream.
Right.
I don't think that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but I
Yeah.
think Egypt is a really cool idea. I don't know how the hell you would scale a
Is it
pyramid.
though?
Yeah, I tried to give the story to Greg because he's a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but you are too, Dean. So
I
how
am,
do you
yeah.
feel
I
about
play every
Egypt?
Assassin's Creed. I just don't understand. Well, first of all, it's gonna have to go way back. It's
Yeah.
good because the games were progressively getting
More
closer and closer to modern era, but this is gonna have to go way back. Even ancient Rome, if it's in ancient Rome, it still has to go like back, which is cool. I'm cool with it, but I don't know. Like, what are you gonna climb? Like, how, like
Well, no, I mean,
What are you gonna
Egypt
climb?
actually had a lot of high-rising areas. They had a lot of buildings.
Could have
that
climbed the
were actually built.
pyramids.
you climbing
But that's the thing.
pyramids
That's
is
what
gonna
you
be
said.
very,
Like, how do you? I
one-dimensional.
mean, that's
It's
just
like,
going up on a high slope.
Yeah, I
but that's
don't
the only
know.
thing. I agree. I don't. I wonder if. I mean, you can climb the Sphinx. There would be a lot of things under construction at the time.
I mean, honestly, I'm not even. I don't want to focus too much on that. I think the more important thing to focus
they're
on here
skipping
is
a
the
year.
idea that they're skipping
I'm
a year.
anyway.
even happier for that.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's a
I've been
I'm
saying that for a
totally
while.
cool with that. I look forward to playing a new Assassin's Creed every year. I do. I'm not one of these people who's like, just like on the bandwagon of destroying them every year they come out with a game. Like, it sells. That's why they're coming out with a game.
Exactly.
But-
That's what I was going to say. If it's selling, they're going to do that. If it
Right.
slows down like it has in the last 2 years with Unity and Syndicate,
Right.
now they're going to rethink things.
Did we ever get sales figures on Syndicate versus Unity?
It was pretty soft.
It was pretty
Syndicate
soft,
was
yeah.
pretty soft. It was well received, but
And what
was
sucks
pretty
about that
soft.
is I'm happy about it, and I mean it sucks at the same time.
it was
I'm
a good game.
Right.
Syndicate was a good game. There are areas and it could have improved in story and stuff in which.
But I heard
tie
it's
it
an
back into
improvement
the-
over Unity
Well,
and
to
every
tie it
other
back
game
into the
since.
story, I think the improvements in story and things like that will come with another year of development. So I'm
Right.
totally for this. Yeah.
Well, not only that, I was just hoping. I'm glad that it didn't. It was soft. It didn't do phenomenally like it ever did because it adds weight to doing something like this. It shows them that they need, like, we've been all, I feel like, I mean, am I the only one that's been saying for the longest time that I want them to wait 2 years? I can't remember if you and Greg.
No, I think
have
we've
agreed.
all been kind of on that for the most part. I mean, I think Greg and Dean both agreed, like, no, I like Assassin's Creed, so I'm okay
Right.
with it coming out each year. But I think we all can agree that it probably will result in a better game
I can.
by doing it every other year.
Right.
I would think.
I'm for
I think
that,
it will
yeah.
improve sales too. I think people.
I
like
think
you said-
so, yeah.
I mean, it said it even in there, but we've been talking about franchise fatigue for a
It
long
makes it
time.
more of an event.
Yes.
Right.
And that's important.
You know,
So
when you do the same thing over and over again, it becomes
Yeah.
less special than it always was.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto comes out,
Absolutely.
what, every 3-4 years, sometimes
More
even
than
longer
that,
than that.
yeah.
Sometimes 5 years. Every time a Grand Theft Auto comes out, it is an event. Like, that is a big deal. Like, you know, and releasing a game every year or even every other year, it doesn't quite feel like that.
So I actually like the development cycle that Activision and now EA are taking
Mm-hmm.
with Call of Duty. I mean, there's a Call of Duty title every year, but you're only going to get a Treyarch version every 3 years.
Right.
You know, so people like Dean, who are, I love Treyarch and I'm okay with the rest, you know, are going to like it a lot more because it's an event. It's not an every year thing.
Let's look at the poll results here. I asked you guys, what do you think Days Gone is going to be? You said something else is the highest vote. The ones I listed were either Sony Ben's game, which was not voted for at all, surprisingly. Nobody voted for Sony Ben. The Last of Us sequel spinoff got 3, and Sony Santa Monica new IP got 1, but most people just think it's something else entirely. So, yeah, I have no idea, but I'm excited to find out. I need some more Sony new IPs.
I feel like it's going to be a new IP, actually.
Yeah, I think so too, but Sony Ben would be a new IP, you know?
Right.
Days Gone is a new IP no matter what, as far as we can tell, unless it is the subtitle spin-off of The Last of Us.
It's the exclusive sequel to Gone Home.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That's coming to consoles.
It is.
this
Play
week?
it. Play it.
Yeah, you played it?
I've played it.
Oh, yeah, you loved
it's
it.
one of my favorite games.
It's like
for
one of the only PC games you've ever played.
Yeah, it's one of the few PC games I've played, and I loved it.
I
It was
will
one of my
play it.
favorite games that
When's
year.
it coming to consoles? Do you know?
It comes out, I think, either this week or next
Yeah.
week.
Oh,
or-
is it this month? I
Yeah,
thought it was
it's
next
this
month.
month.
I'm almost
Shit,
positive
man.
it's this week.
Dude, like, between the list that you posted earlier and then,
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
It's crazy.
All right, final story of the night, a new one. Is Sony trying to trademark Let's Play? In Gadget Writes, you've heard of a Let's Play video, right? That's a common term for YouTube videos featuring video game commentary and gameplay. People have built careers out of this kind of content, like PewDiePie, of course, and it's a fairly ubiquitous term, which makes it all the more weird that Sony is apparently trying to trademark it. Really. The trademark filing was discovered by users on NeoGAF earlier this week, and it describes a service focusing on the, quote, electronic transmission and streaming of video games via global and local computer networks, end quote. In other words, it's a trademark on gaming videos just like the kind the community already describes as Let's Play videos. Dive deep into the history of the World Wide Web, and you'll find pre-YouTube Let's Play threads on Something Awful's gaming forum dating back over 10 years. These simple screenshots and caption galleries eventually evolved into videos, then YouTube channels. Now entire businesses are based on the concept, including one YouTube channel with over 3 million subscribers. Take a guess who that is. They're called Let's Play. That's a lot of common use history. So why is Sony trying to trademark it? One theory is that it's simply being registered for use in an ad campaign. That's reasonable. But the trademark specifically describes, quote, streaming of video games, end quote. Perhaps Sony is seeking to rebrand the PlayStation 4's Twitch streaming application, maybe live from PlayStation. At this point, it's unclear. Either way, it's probably not an issue. The trademark is in non-final action status, which usually means the application was sent back because something went wrong. Do you think
Good.
this is kind of a bad thing?
Stupid. I hate when companies do stuff like this. As much as
Yeah.
I love Sony for what they've been doing recently, this is something I can't get behind.
I agree. Like, if it's just that they want to use it in like an advertising
That-
campaign,
100%, but
Yeah.
not for the description that was given with it. That does not scream ad campaign. That
I'm telling you right
screams
now,
rebranding.
the trajectory they've been on, there's no way that even if this goes through, they're looking to take this away from players and YouTubers and have them not be able to use it.
yeah, I agree.
It's not going to... They
No.
wouldn't do it.
They're
not
for the
stupid.
players right now, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
they're not stupid.
Yeah.
They want to use it in some kind of marketing, some kind of service.
But, like,
It's definitely not going to be a thing where like they don't want you to use it on YouTube and take a cut.
No.
Yeah, what Johnny said is
I think-
honestly the truth. At this point, it's like, hey, we are winning. Let's see if we can fuck this up. Like, that's almost what it's like at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
does
scares me.
sound bad, but I'm really like
because it's not the first time they've done that.
I really don't think so. I
No,
really don't
I
think so.
want to have faith in it, and you know, I can see why. You know, like you said, with the path that they've been on and being all about the gamer, yes. But you got to remember, sometimes corporations could be overly freaking cocky.
Sometimes they can, but you know what? Sony's in really unique in that a lot of their upper echelon players are on Twitter now talking to fans and stuff, and even if it was like a situation where the board thought like this was going to be a good idea to try and nab this and take it away from players, if that was the intention, someone like Shuhei, someone like Andrew House
I feel like Andrew House
could
would be
very
kind of
easily
like,
step in and be like,
I don't think this is a
"Listen,
good idea, right?
Yeah.
not a good move."
Right.
And I think like,
We just got Kojima.
you know,
Let's
like-
not fuck this up right now.
I really
Please.
don't believe that that's the case at all.
Right.
That side note, I only just recently saw a PewDiePie video for the first time in my entire life.
Did you change your entire life?
Yeah, it made me hate fucking life in general.
Yeah, it'll do that.
it
Oh,
I
sucks
see.
so
I don't
bad.
agree with that. He has a different audience. We're not his audience, but
Right, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
I have to like
he
it.
makes me chuckle.
Get out of here.
I want to say he makes me chuckle.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? The
I'll
only reason
laugh
I
here
saw
and
it
there.
was
He's a nice guy. He
No,
really is.
yeah, that's what sucks is that
He seems
he
like
is
a
actually
nice guy.
I like him as a person more than I
Yeah.
like his personality. He did his personality just to be obnoxious.
That's his, YouTube person.
right, exactly.
That's
But
what he
he's
does well
actually
for
completely
him.
different.
I
Yeah.
watched one video ever.
And it got to me.
I did not enjoy it.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I did not chuckle. There was no
Thank
smiling
you.
involved. But I did watch he released a video. I'm sorry, that's a half truth. There was a second video that came out he released in response to some kind of hate. Because
Where he was
his
genuine.
his figures came out about how much he makes in it, and there was a ton of backlash.
Yes.
Yep.
I know
And he
what
was
you're
just
talking about.
himself, and I was like, he seems like a nice guy.
He is.
Yep.
He hates
He works
interviews.
really hard.
Yeah, he hates
So, like,
being
good
a
for you,
public
man.
figure and everything like that, and that's why I like him for that.
Yeah.
I agree, but no, I didn't chuckle
Yeah.
at all.
I mean,
anyway.
I'm not saying that I'm
not trying to
laugh
insult you for it,
at
but,
him
like, I
all
just-
the time. I'm just saying that I understand the appeal.
No, I get you.
I especially for the audience that watches him, which
He's
is mostly
silly, he's random,
13 to
it's-
15-year-olds,
right, yeah.
maybe 10 to 15-year-olds.
I
I'm not
get
sure.
it.
It's around there. But yeah, I think congrats to him. He's
Yeah.
the top subbed YouTube person. He does well with it. He knows how
Oh, yeah,
to do well with it.
I
He
mean,
works
he's
very
smart.
hard.
He got into that, I guess, niche pretty quickly.
And we're getting a call from a teammate. Let's take this call.
Yeah.
Hey, teammate, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Played any good games lately?
Wait. You called this many times, and you had nothing in mind of what you wanted.
I'd like the
to call
question though.
I mean, that's
play any good
that's
games
an
lately?
okay way to go. But like, he's been calling for the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get that far. But he's called a few times. You know what? It's a valid question.
Yeah, he
Have
did
we
ask
We
me
played-
a
didn't
question.
skip it.
Have we played any good games lately?
I've been playing Dying Light. That's good. If you skipped it, I would recommend getting into it, especially now with the new extended edition coming in about a month, actually, almost a month exactly. A little less than that.
Right, yeah.
It's been fun actually. I'll tell you right now because we skipped dude, that game is fucking terrifying. Like even now as I'm getting more and more powerful and like I played with Rick and I ended up getting weapons that were like levels and levels above where I should be. Like it's still freaking like going out at night. I'm just like I really don't want to do this, and it makes me like tense and like I've played it at night before going to bed, and I've gone to bed like really uncomfortable. Like it's good.
Oh, you sound like a little bitch.
I do. I sound like a little fucking crying baby.
How about you,
Have you
Dean?
played it?
No, but I am the knight. So
Yeah. So the guy who screamed for his life and hid behind his.
there's video evidence
Co-host.
that I did not scream.
There's
on
video
video.
evidence that you hid behind someone smaller than you at a video game.
Yeah,
Was that
and I
for
wasn't in the right
Slenderman?
mind.
Slenderman
Yeah.
or whatever?
And I clearly
Slenderman.
wasn't in my right mind because
Oh, get out of here!
3
We're
minutes
not
after
playing
that, I was asleep. And you had to wake me up.
Get out of here! I'm not going for that.
What have you been playing though, Dean?
Not much. I've been watching a lot of movies and television because I am
We have
saving
reasons
my
for- yeah.
gaming muscles.
Oh,
for
okay, I see,
The
yeah.
big competition.
To be honest with you, I am too. So
Yeah.
Are you really?
I mean, I'm not gonna like give away all my secrets.
Yeah,
but,
right. You gotta
I mean,
strategize.
like Life is Strange. I'm very close to the end of that game. There's no reason for me to platinum that game right now.
Right.
Like I might as well wait until the thing starts. So
Right,
I
you
finished
gotta-
episode 4.
Everyone's getting their games together. I
Yeah.
got a ton of games I bought. I won't tell you what games I got, but I got some games.
Man, even you're getting dedicated. I'm not.
yeah, man, everyone's getting into
falling
it.
behind on this.
I think we
Well-
might have a cam here from Teammater. Are you trying to share your cam, Teammater?
No, I accidentally hit that button.
Oh, okay, it didn't work anyway, so no matter. The end of episode 4 of Life is Strange was good, but as we talked about in the chat, predictable.
Yeah.
As most of the game is. For the most part, it's pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think it's very well told. Kind of in the way The Last of Us, I would say, is pretty predictable up
Yeah.
until like the very end.
Yeah.
But it's the way it's told that makes it such a fascinating game.
Yeah, it's
Life is
fun.
Strange is like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I really like that game, and I'm excited to talk about it a lot during the Level Uppies next week. So that's one I highly recommend to anybody who's skipped over it. If you're into that episodic, old school adventure type game, where you're just kind of walking around, inspecting things, clicking on objects, whatnot.
I did beat Need for Speed, which is
Oh, did you?
the second game of 2016
Wow.
completed.
Good job, man. That's
Good.
quick.
On it, and I've been just sticking around in Amplitude here and there.
I heard it's like okay. Like I know you
That's
like it
cool.
a lot, but in general, I heard it's like it's really good. It hasn't aged great, and there's some ways that they improved it, but there's also some ways that fall behind.
Well, I wouldn't say a lot. I like it. What's keeping me from liking it a lot is the soundtrack. It's all made
that's
by
the biggest
Harmonix,
issue. Mhm.
and like even if there was like just video game soundtracks to like play along to, I'd be like sweet. But like the Harmonix music is like weird and not great.
Right. If I remember right, and sorry, Amplitude was the game that was made for PC as like an indie type game where you upload your own music and
would
then it
probably
just
know
made
more
a
than
level
me.
for it.
Amplitude?
Right?
The
No.
original Amplitude was on PS2.
This
Okay,
is,
then never mind. It's a different. Do
They
you know what
just
I'm
were talking about this on IGN has a Game Scoop. They call it. It's a different podcast. They were just talking about this. That's a different game.
Okay.
But
I mean, I would hope people have heard of
Amplitude-
GameScoop. GameScoop
Yeah, I
is
would hope so,
literally
too.
the
It's a great- it's a
oldest
great
of
show.
all IGN shows.
I love
yeah.
GameScoop. Yeah.
It's a great show.
But I like it. Yeah, it's cool. If the soundtrack was a little better, I would have more positive things. But the gameplay, the minute-to-minute gaplay is really fun.
But it's a good like grab and go type game.
That's
Like,
what
I have
said
10 minutes
earlier,
to kill.
it's- Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go do this.
Exactly.
You bought Final Fantasy VII.
I did, yeah.
That was surprising.
Oh, I mean, I'm
not
going to
really.
buy it.
I thought you. Well, no. Actually, it is surprising because you said, "and quote, I will not buy another game until another Final Fantasy remake until the actually remake."
Well, no, here's what I said. I said I will never play more than the first 2 hours. And I've said many times before,
Okay.
I've played the first 2 hours of Final Fantasy VII over the last 10 years, probably at least a dozen times.
so obnoxious.
Because that's what I do, is I go in like every year or so, and I play the first 2 hours, and I'm like, nope, this is what I remember. I have no problem playing this part of it. It's got my hype built back up,
Right.
but remake is on the way. I'll wait for it to happen. Same thing happened here. I was doing Level Up Direct. Actually, it wasn't even Level Up Direct. I was doing a Level Up mic test one night, and we had Spotify on, and it was it just kept doing Final Fantasy VII song after Final Fantasy VII song. So I was like, you know what, guys, would you like me to go upstairs and play the first hour of Final Fantasy VII? So I did it. The reason I bought Final Fantasy VII is because I really wanted that dynamic theme. Really
Get outta
good
here.
dynamic theme.
How is it? Is
It's
it good?
great. It has Eris's theme in the background. It has all of the original
can't remember Eris's
keytones.
theme. Oh, no, I do remember it. Never mind.
When you move the cursor, it has all
Really?
those keytones. I love it. It's very nostalgic.
Speaking of themes, real quick sidebar. I pre-ordered Lego Avengers. Obviously, I pre-ordered this.
Obviously.
I mean,
Physically, because I like physical stuff. I got it on Amazon, and then you go on the PlayStation Store, and if you pre-order it there are two themes, dynamic themes, I believe. Ultron and Avengers in Lego form. Great. What more could you ask for? Lego Avengers
but they're
on your
locked.
PS4 at all times.
Right.
You can only get them from pre-ordering the digital copy.
I
I'm
hate
like,
that.
why would you want to not have, like, you already have got the themes made. Why are you, like, rejecting
Like,
money?
even if you allowed me to pay $3 for this,
I would buy them.
right? I know you would.
I would buy them both, yeah, and like,
I have no doubt about this.
and they're like, nope, gotta be
Your
the
money is
digital
no good
game.
here,
yeah,
sir.
like, what the fuck? Like, I'm still buying the game on your platform. Why would you not let me get the?
That's stupid.
The themes?
I agree with that
Makes
too.
me
There's
so mad.
there's a few other themes. I was looking through new themes, like, and I went through and I downloaded about like 5 or 6 the other day, and some of them are really good. What's it? Tearaway. The Tearaway theme.
Oh, I
If
could
you get
imagine,
this,
yeah.
It's
Is it
have that
dynamic?
one.
It's dynamic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
then.
dude,
Yeah.
it sounds, and it's literally out of all themes ever. Even though I've never played Tearaway,
Mm-hmm.
my favorite theme. It's just calm in the background. The only thing I hate is that it's a very short clip of music, so it's too
yeah.
repetitive. But other than
That's-
that, it's very subtle.
That's my one complaint with the Final Fantasy VII theme is like Journey, for instance.
Journey's perfect.
That has like 4 songs.
Yeah, and it's-
right.
and-
Final Fantasy VII. I was like, all right, let's see what they have after Eris's theme. No, it just
That's
loops
it.
Eris's theme. I was like,
See-
damn
No,
it.
but this is only like literally a 10-second loop.
I haven't found
it's
that
even worse.
theme yet. That I'm like, this is gonna be my theme.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it. I like it. You know what I mean? Like I go all the time. I change it. And I'm like, I feel like that Lego one could have been it. That Lego Avengers, I'd have been like in.
It was so
great.
close, right?
Keep
I had
it.
the Journey one for, I want to say, at least 6 months, and now I'll probably hold on to this Final Fantasy VII one for like 6 months.
Damn,
too.
I wish.
How did you?
I
By the
could
way,
settle.
so getting back to the question at hand, how did you like the PC port of this versus what you remember playing the last time?
I mean, I
From
think
what I
it's,
remember looking, it's very upgraded as far as
it definitely is smoother.
Right.
The polygons are sharp. Almost too sharp in a way. It kind of shows off how dated it is, but at the same time, it's the best the game's ever looked. I don't think there's any denying that, and I do think that it's kind of cool that they threw those buffs in there. If you want to speed up combat or have no encounters or
I forgot about that.
immediate
Yeah,
limit
that's
breaks, I think that it sucks that every time I watch somebody stream it, they are always using it. It's just like it kind of bothers me. It's like this, and is anybody going to play this game the way it's meant to be played, or is everybody just going to skip all the battles and use limit breaks?
But you have to remember too, people coming into JRPGs, it is it's almost a chore to play some of these games, and that's the only reason I actually haven't bought Final Fantasy VII, because it was actually, when I remember it, I didn't have the same nostalgia as you do, and it is kind of a chore to wait through all these things.
Right.
So.
We're falling pretty far behind though. Team Ader, I'm sorry we have to end your call kind of quick here, but thanks so much, man, for the question. See you later.
See you later. Level up.
Level up.
Level up.
Love la play.
Thanks.
La la ouple.
That was
welcome.
great
What does
input.
that mean?
I don't know.
All right. Guys, let's go to another quick commercial break before we start the second level updates. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
When's that going to be over?
I
Can you
don't
make
know,
a
dude.
point 2016 to end the Bye Felicia thing?
There's a lot
where
of
did
things.
that come from?
You know what's funny is that it's old.
It's from
like
freaking
what 2000?
Friday.
Yes.
The film Friday with Ice Cube.
And out of nowhere, someone probably said it, and it was really entertaining, and everybody started saying it, and then they told two friends, and they told two friends, and now everybody says it. And it sucks because it actually was a funny thing to say once in a while, but now it's all
Dead
the
and
time.
buried, yeah. I would like that. I would like that very much.
Sorry, that whole exchange is
I
funny.
feel like
I
there's
don't wanna-
always these phrases. There's this set group of phrases every year. They don't start.
Yeah.
They don't start cropping up until like early summer.
right,
you know?
until like June, and then all of a sudden
Until
it's
the
like
rest of
the
the year,
themes of the
dude.
year, right?
You hear that
Mhm.
over and over again.
I have no more tea.
Mer.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I mean, me sad too.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, see a little puppy is what that does.
It's so
we still haven't
weird,
really
dude.
had any complaints, right, when it comes to audio?
I haven't
I
heard a
haven't seen
single one.
anything.
Skype call was kind of a test there, to see if it would mess
Sorry,
anything
How
up.
was he so quiet during the call?
All right, let's. He was really
Dude,
quiet.
he was really quiet.
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
was.
he's a little disappointed. I feel bad.
Yeah, well, he gave a question.
He asked
and
the
we
question,
answered
and we
yeah.
answered it pretty well.
Yeah, thank you for delivering that question. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 106. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you like what we're doing at any point, you can follow us like that guy just did right now. His name is King Andrade or something like that. I don't know.
King Andra.
King Andra. You know what? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Thank you for following. Also, thank you to Ziploc Bob, Gimmick, Mangst, and Tomcat, as well as Fancy Guy Val. Also followed us very recently. Keep them coming, guys. Hit that follow button on twitch.tv/levelupshow. Or if you're watching on the PS4 Twitch app, just hit that follow button. It's over there to the right. Just kind of slide over and you'll find it. Your name will pop up on the TV and we'll shout you out. We're about to get into the trailer of the week. This is an interesting one.
Never seen this yet.
It was tweeted at us by Lauren Clayman.
Oh, right.
And it's a different kind of game and one that I do want to give some attention to because it's coming out on Steam in the next week.
Is the title really relevant to what it's about?
Kind of, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's just watch the trailer.
Yeah,
and you guys can see what this game's all about. Let me see if I can find the video here. There we go. Check it out, guys. I missed it.
Sucks that Dean can never watch these anymore.
You can watch it on that screen eventually.
To be fair, I couldn't really watch them before. It was hard to. It's hard for me to see.
Farmer Bill plays building blocks with the cows.
Ooh, that's weird.
Farmer Bill races the horse and Farmer Bill wins. My shoes were untied.
Audio is perfect, Lisa. Perfect. We did it.
What does Joel love? Wawa. In cups, bathtubs. And the warm, wet tongues and the cool fur of Das. And maybe the sweet was a daily affection.
you know how they celebrate off-treatment day, like when kids are done with their treatments? I guess maybe you don't because you're not in the clinic as much as I am, but on someone's last day, they always bring them a cake and they sing Happy Off Therapy Day to you.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
Basically, he thinks we should move forward with the radiation, and it kind of freaks me out, but it could be another miracle.
There's a story in the Bible where Jesus and his disciples are on a boat. And a furious storm hits the scene, and everyone thinks they're gonna die. And where do you think Jesus is? He's asleep in the back of the boat. Bouncing around. Do you like that? Oh, I love your giggle.
I love your giggle. This game's definitely going to need an explanation, and I will give one.
Yeah.
That Dragon Cancer is what it's called.
Man, that's gonna be rough.
It is gonna be rough.
I think I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, it is going to be rough. If you guys can't tell, it's done by an actual father and mother whose baby was diagnosed with brain cancer, and it's all about
made the game.
The person who made the game. Their child has brain cancer. So it's all about like them dealing with that and everything that they go through. And the game is basically just like these vignettes. It's not gameplay in the traditional sense. You're just looking around, clicking at things, and but
my interpretation of games, like, and I love this, is artists for all of time have always used every form of creativity to express their emotion. And originally started with paintings and stuff like that, and then it transformed in, or even music. Music has gone back in ages, and then it's transformed into film and photography, and now we're seeing a lot of these being expressed in gaming. Developers that have the ability to make the code and everything like that are getting their thoughts and feelings out in the forms of games, so that other people that might be going through a similar situation may be able to find some solace in it. And I mean, I've never personally, not with a child, but like that cliche, like, oh, when you have kids, you'll understand. Like, definitely something that actually reached out to me as soon as I saw it. I'm like, man, I can't imagine. So I love that people are getting to that point.
I like that, even though some people might not even consider it a video game. I know that there's it is in the sense that it's you control it, but it's not. I like that games are becoming this medium where you don't have to be interested in this, but I think it's cool that you're getting this kind of stuff. I think it's cool that people use it as an avenue to express grief or deal with something that's going on in their lives, and also touch people that might also be dealing with that as well. I'm tempted to play this. I know it's going to be rough. It's going to be probably tough to play, but
games like this to me are almost like an art gallery.
Yeah.
And it's actually really, really cool to me. Like, I like games like that. Like, you have to be in the right mood and mindset for it. And I don't expect, actually, I would say if half the chat has any anticipation of playing this, I will be floored. I don't think even near that would.
It does come out this month. If you guys are interested, it's called That Dragon Cancer, and it comes out this month on Steam and a few other platforms. It's not coming out for console, so you'll have to go to your PC.
I might stream it.
Yeah, cool. All right, going back to lighter notes now, I guess you could say. Let's go back into the level updates. First one is kind of a big story. One that... Oh, did I skip?
Yes, you did.
All right, here we go. First one is a big story. A lot of people talking about this all week long. Oculus Rift is available for pre-order at $600.
Womp womp.
IGN's Matt Porter writes, pre-orders are now open for the Oculus Rift, and it'll cost you $600 or 500 euros. I'm not sure what each of those mean, but $600. That's what it's going to cost you. The VR headsets are to be released in waves. The first one is scheduled for March, but this allotment has now sold out. The listing currently says that the expected ship date is April of 2016. You can pre-order now from the Oculus shop, where orders are limited to one per customer. The price tag does not include tax and shipping. The package includes a headset, sensor, Oculus remote, cables, an Xbox One controller, and the games Eve, Valkyrie, and Lucky's Tale. It's a really nice box if you guys haven't seen it yet. They are definitely putting out a little bit on that. Founder of Oculus, Palmer Luckey, has tweeted that Rift plus PC bundles are starting at $14.99. That's $1,499.
Great. That's actually, just so you know, and I don't think I saw that you didn't put it in there. That's a deal. The bundles that they're doing. He's actually discounting, I think, close to about $400 off of each bundle.
And that was kind of confusing to a lot of people, though, at the same time. He should have tried to explain that a little better.
Right, he did.
Yeah.
And then, but now, now you're getting an Oculus for about $400 or $200.
Right.
That's
And
a pretty good
the
deal.
PCs are really high end to run it.
Yeah,
So
Right.
you're getting a really
top
good
of the
deal.
line PC for
Like,
that.
so this would be good if you're looking at getting a new PC. This is definitely something to think about, and it would definitely offset the cost of that Oculus that you'd be interested in.
Lastly, also this week, the founder of Oculus Rift said that pre-orders won't sell out, and if you pledge enough to the Kickstarter campaign, then you should be getting a free one. So this kind of gives Sony an opening for sure when it comes to PlayStation VR. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. The question: how much do you think PlayStation VR will cost? There's another side to this story, though. Hold on, let me pause that. There's another side to the story, though. It was the Palmer Luckey tweets that were coming out on Twitter.
Put all that in there.
I knew about it, and I figured we'd talk about it. One of them being the people in Europe saying, "Oh, I guess you're forgetting about these taxes. It's going to cost us like $1,000 here." And he said, "Blame your country, not
me."
us."
Right.
That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and it just kind of blows my mind that he thought that would go over well.
No, that was like the whole era that we're in with social media being what it is just terrible. So many companies. I actually just read, and it kind of goes into it, not to go off track, but the worst media flops of 2015, and you have things like Clorox saying, bleach it, about the new emojis and everything like that, which included a lot of racial ones, and it was just a really bad choice of words. But all these, don't ever, if you are ever in charge of a company or of yourself, don't ever use social media to respond in any way personally.
This was another one of those Adam Orth situations. If
Right.
you guys don't remember that was the guy that said deal with it when Microsoft was thinking of going online only. And yeah, that was a huge
It's
controversy.
Just such a flub, man.
That is almost the man that single-handedly destroyed that Xbox.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that man, you might have had an online-only Xbox. It's kind of crazy to think about, but that guy really destroyed that. So it's crazy what people are willing to post on Twitter. Just let your PR guys do this.
Yeah, if you're, I agree. Like Paul said, if you are in charge of a company, you should not have a personal Twitter.
Yeah.
At all. Like
Right.
it's just a big giant gateway to problems. It's never a
except
good
Phil
thing.
Spencer seems to handle it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that can
For the
be in
most part,
charge,
yeah.
but a lot of these guys, like even Phil Spencer, like nobody is safe. He could just, and a lot of it is just bad wording. Like I actually agree with what he said. It sucks. I don't think he should have said that on there, but it's not Oculus. It's not the Oculus company's problem that the company has those tariffs on and everything.
Right.
Yeah,
it's not their fault, but there's a better way to say it.
Right, 100%. So it's just, oh man.
I know. It's kind of crazy. Next up.
Next up.
Next up. Mike, do you know what that was?
You know what? I got this.
Really?
I've been waiting! Oh, don't you feel?
Oh, it feels so good.
Forever and always, I'm always here! Yeah!
Oh.
I had to force myself to sing
felt
poorly.
so good. It felt so good. It does.
It actually felt really
You understand
bad.
why?
It made my voice really rough. That felt really
I'm
awful.
now you can read the story, so.
Man, hold on. I need a freaking drink.
I'll start
I had
it.
to grumble. Yes, thank you.
All right, guys, Scalebound has been delayed. We hope you had a great New Year's. As we enter into 2016, we want to provide you with an update on Scalebound, the upcoming Xbox One exclusive action RPG that lets you fight alongside a fearsome dragon. Go ahead. Oh, wait, never mind. That's the other page.
Wrong page.
Flip.
Set me up for failure.
Pregnant
What
pause.
happens?
God, man.
No, you snatched it is what you did.
Lets you play alongside a fearsome dragon named Thubin. I didn't know this guy had a name.
Thubin.
Development on the game is going well, and we're really happy with how it's coming together. Scalebound is one of the biggest Platinum Games has ever created. An epic adventure filled with exploration and fantasy gameplay, inventive multiplayer, kind of weird, actually, I didn't know that, and action-packed battles on an unbelievable scale.
Platinum.
From Platinum, yes.
Yeah.
All set in a beautiful and evolving world. It's the game our team has always dreamed of making. In order to deliver our ambitious vision and ensure that Scalebound lives up to expectations, we will be launching the game in 2017. This will give us the time needed to bring to life all the innovative features and thrilling gameplay experiences that we have planned. We know you're excited to see more, and thank you for your patience. Scalebound is a truly special project that's been several years in the making, and we're very proud and inspired by all the work our team has done so far. Yes, by Platinum.
Team of Platinum.
Yes. We will be sharing more about our vision for Scalebound later this year, and can't wait to give you a closer look at the world of Draconis and the incredible creatures and experiences we're building.
Who's building them?
Platinum.
Nailed it.
You did that story well, Mike.
Thank you.
You did it well.
And we sang together, guys.
We did.
We did
Wait, that's more! There's more.
There's more.
In opposing news, ReCore was officially slated for late 2016 instead of March, I think is what it was dated at earlier.
Yeah.
And is now listed for the PC as well.
Yes.
Which is great. So that's cool. I like that. I still am I'm actually more fearful for that game than I am for Scalebound.
At least we saw Scalebound gameplay.
Yeah, a decent amount of it. And ReCore, all we got was a CGI intro trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Which
it.
was awesome.
Which was great. I
was
like the
awesome.
intro, and I actually think that it would be a cool movie.
Right.
I like the idea of that actually as a movie more than I like it as a game right now.
No, I like the idea of this game.
I like the idea as a game, but I don't know what the game's going to be. I can only guess.
Yeah, that's true, but that's pretty
You know what I
good
mean?
guess.
Like, yeah, but I'm just saying we know more of it as a movie than we do as a game.
I am excited about Scalebound. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people are like
I'm back and forth watching
kind of
that.
writing it off.
Yeah,
I think that the first gameplay, they showed it too early. It was running pretty poorly, and it looked a lot slower than people were expecting. Not just in frame rate, but in
Right.
combat.
Right. It
People
does
people
look
think
slow.
of Platinum, they think of Vanquish. You know, they think, I think
Platinum Games.
of Bayonetta, right? Platinum did Bayonetta?
Indeed.
That's what they think of. They think of really fast-paced action. This
It didn't
was
look
not
fast-paced
that.
at all.
No.
So
When you got into combat, it
It's
did.
different. It's
but it was
gonna
too
be-
open.
It's going to be something different from them. And then I'm assuming we haven't seen anything, but Platinum's also working on a Ninja Turtles game that I think is going to have
Holy
that
shit.
fast-paced combat. You don't know about that?
That was,
No, I
accident-
didn't.
that was
Oh, yeah, man.
accidentally leaked by Amazon.
Don't remember.
That's
But
cool.
It's confirmed. Yeah, they're doing a Teenage Mutant
they
Ninja
would
They,
do a great job with Teenage
They
Mutant
didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
announce
something
it or
like
anything like that, and then there was a posting listed on Amazon's like in their upcoming games for pre-order, and
So
they actually
depending-
posted it. It's like, oops.
Depending when that comes out.
That's
you're-
probably going to be a little while.
A
That
little
probably
bit
will
of
be
both.
like 2017, 2018.
I like that though. Platinum's, people say that.
I like Adapt Platinum.
I like it. The Platinum.
Wait, who's making it?
They say at Platinum, like people have.
What was
there's,
that thing, by the way?
I just liked it. I don't know.
I think he's stuck on trophies right now.
I think he is.
We discuss different versions of art coming out. This is mine. I play
Platinum
with
is a
my
version of
words.
art. Oh, okay.
All right, moving
I
on.
will
Let's
never
check out.
sing with you again. By the way, that song.
Don't have to go that hard, man.
Dude, that was rough.
Let's get to the poll results. We were asking you, what do you think PlayStation VR will cost? The top option was $400.
Wow.
Yep,
That's what I voted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I think I'm actually.
I think
still,
300.
I'm thinking no. I think you're underball.
I
think
want it to be
350.
300.
I think it's gonna be
It's going
350.
to actually be 400.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be different SKUs. One with the Move controller, one with the camera, one with a game. I think the lowest one will definitely be 300.
Can I tell you
Yeah.
what I really think about all this?
What?
I'm just trying to. I've been keeping it to myself. All right, we've been talking a lot of
Keep it to a
VR,
flop.
a lot of VR talk all the time. I think this whole VR thing's got a fucking disaster written all over it.
It's possible.
That's just what I'm thinking.
I mean, I still
got a
think they
gut
should have
feeling.
waited until it could have been bundled in with the console, but
Yeah, I think.
but if Sony did that, they would have totally lost mind share.
Oh, yeah.
I know what everyone said. Everyone's saying like it's gonna be real. It's gonna be a thing. It's so cool. Everyone's tried it. Blah blah blah. That's great. That's great. I can't explain it. I just have this really bad feeling. I think it's gonna be a major shit show. with all of it?
I think it's going to be 350. 350 and 400. I think it's not. I think there's only going to be two options. I don't think there's going to be more than two.
What would
I don't
the
think
lesser?
300
What
is
would the
realistic.
Sorry for
cheaper one
re-entering
be?
the poll there, guys.
The cheaper
Sorry.
one will probably, in my opinion, be without the camera because so many people have it. So the cheapest way to buy the
You think the
camera
$400 version, you'll get a camera and
and the VR
And
and,
the VR.
with like the Move, because you gotta remember they're going to bundle it with the Move controllers. I have almost no doubt in my mind because of how integral the Move controllers are to the VR being what it is. But the camera, because it's been on sale for a while, and the Move controllers, people have forgotten about them.
I think there will definitely be an option without the Move controllers.
I do not.
They would be insanely dumb not to do that. There are people that own 2 Move controllers already, like me.
There's so many people that don't though.
It doesn't matter
There's
for the people
vast majority that don't.
Why wouldn't they do one without it? It allows them to say starting at $299. It allows them to sell to
too many
people who already
options.
own a PlayStation camera, already own PlayStation Move. There's no negative to them doing a bundle without Move
I think
controllers.
it's for the PS4
I think the
console.
negative is having these Move controllers involved at all.
I
disagree with that. I think there's certain games that are going to really use it in a cool way.
Use it the
Yeah,
right
they
way.
also said that when the Move came out.
The Move is great technology, just it was never utilized in a great way.
The Move was trying to catch up to Wii. But anyway, too many SKUs, too much confusion. With the PS4 being what it is, less people know what the Move is with the PS4. Because you got to remember, they acquired a lot of random people that were on the Xbox side, the Xbox 360. More people now have a camera, I would bet, than have Move controllers.
Yeah, a lot of people have cameras.
I
now,
feel
yeah.
like that's going to be the lesser price option. I don't think it's going to be like with the Move camera and the Move or with the camera and the Move controllers for one price, or without all of that and just the VR headset for one. I think it's going to be Move controllers guaranteed.
All right, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Dean, you brought this next story to us, so why don't you take it?
Okay.
Did.
A blind gamer has completed Ocarina of Time after 5 years.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
In
Was that created by
fact,
Platinum
the
Games?
definition of amazing. No, this is created by a little developer named Nintendo.
Oh.
Nominated
Not heard of
for
them?
Best Developer next week.
Fun fact before we go into the story, the last game I bought for my Wii was in November of 2014.
Get out of here, really?
Swear to God.
Oh, wow.
Super Smash Brothers.
Crazy.
Wow, that's kind of sickening.
It's terrible. Yeah, it makes me want to die. Eurogamer writes, a blind gamer has completed The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time nearly 5 years after starting the Nintendo Classic. Terry Garrett began this playthrough of Ocarina of Time on 8th May 2011.
That's my birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday in the future.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. With the launch of a YouTube series designed to show he was capable of completing 3D games as well as 2D games, he previously finished Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. That was impressive alone. Just to complete it.
Have you watched the videos?
No, I watched a little of this.
This
yeah.
is the one on screen right here, and he had already known Ocarina of Time really well. He already kind of figured out his method of going through games. He's got a speaker on his right, a speaker on his left, and that's how he can tell where sounds are. He uses Navi a lot. Like he said, oh, right now I can hear Navi making that sound that I can lock on to something. Like you don't think about that when you're playing a game, right? But if you were blind, I'm sure you would.
Right.
Like that's important. Those are the kind of sounds that let you know, okay, I can lock onto an enemy right now.
Yeah, it's insane.
What's crazier, and I wonder, I mean, Nintendo, I feel like, is one of the greatest, if not the greatest developer of all time, games developer.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
I can say that confidently because I don't feel like there are many games made by other developers besides Nintendo that a guy like this would be able to complete. Like you just said, using Navi, I don't feel like other developers have used that type of integration, in the right way. I feel like when they do, it's too hand-holding, or they don't use that at all, and it's too hard.
Right.
So
It's those sounds you take for granted, though. Like, there's certain instances where he's like, okay, I'm on wood right now. Because when he's taking footsteps, he's hearing wood.
Right.
Or when he's trying to find the door, he keeps swinging the sword, and he knows when he's hitting wall or when he's hitting the door, because it makes that ting sound.
Yeah.
The metal, sound.
Right.
That's how he finds the door. It's like, those are the kind of things, like, you don't think about when you play a game.
Even by using the sounds just to solve your way through dungeons.
I know.
I can see it, and I had trouble doing it.
I know.
Like that's
Imagine
insane.
boss battles.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's
the
insane.
Dodongo where you got to throw a bomb into a freaking mouth that you don't know when it's
oh my
open.
god,
Exactly.
oh my god, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's
wild.
crazy.
To wrap it up, Garrett, who has studied engineering at the University of Colorado, uses in-game sounds to help navigate the virtual environments. Left and right-hand speakers placed directly in front of him signal where sounds such as those made by Link's great component Navi, as Andrew mentioned, nearby enemies and weapon-striking walls come from. Playing an emulated version of Ocarina of Time, Garrett uses save states slates, right? Yeah, save slates for quick trial and error
Yeah.
progression.
You know how you can do that on emulators? You'll do F5
Right.
for save, F7 for load. So if you watch the videos, sometimes he just gets frustrated. Not even frustrated. He just knows there's no point in going that way
Right.
anymore. Like if he can't find the door, if he's swinging at a wall and he's just hearing rock, it's like, let me just start back. Because he'll save every 20 seconds, I
Right.
want to say. That's the only way like you can really do this, is if you
Right.
save every 20 seconds.
His setup, coupled with his own impressive knowledge about the game and advice supplied by viewers, fueled the near 5-year playthrough. It's all chronicled in video form on Garrett's YouTube channel. Was he always blind?
I think so.
Because I was reading this at work and I had to keep like putting my phone away and then taking.
I think that he was, yeah.
Okay.
But I could be wrong on that. But either way, check out the videos. And it's
Yeah,
just
he's cool, man.
fascinating. Give the guy a sub, man. This guy puts
Yeah,
a lot of
he's-
work
he's
into his
awesome.
channel and into playing games in
That's
general.
really impressive.
We should
It
try to
is.
see if we can talk to him.
I would love to talk to
That
this
would
guy.
be amazing,
Yeah,
man.
We should actually reach out to that.
yeah, I
Completely
would
forgot
do
about
that for sure. Why don't you take the next story, Mike? Since Greg's not here.
I might do that.
Okay. Cool.
Game pirates say no more free games in 2 years.
You just
Wah,
read like a
wah.
human.
Huh?
Just like a man. Just read like a man. You can do it.
Read like a human man.
I am reading like a human man, Dean.
Yeah, like one on like ecstasy.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, you do you, man.
You do you boo boo.
IGN's Eric Van Allen says there will be no more pirated games in 2 years, according to a Chinese cracking group called 3DM. In a blog post from one of their members who goes by the name Bird Sister, the group revealed frustrations in cracking the Denuvo anti-tamper measures put on Just Cause 3. Bird Sister said that 3DM believes it's possible to crack Denuvo, but she also commented on the state of piracy and the technology moving forward. I still believe that this game can be compromised, said Bird Sister, but according to current trends in the development of encryption technology, in 2 years' time I'm afraid there will be no free games to play in the world. Oh, that sounds terrible.
It does.
For some people, it does.
I guess. Denuvo is a special kind of anti-piracy technology, as its purpose is to protect existing digital rights management or DRM as a secondary measure of defense. Use of DRM like this has been criticized by developers like CD Projekt Red, who spoke out against DRM in an IGN interview. It also really doesn't protect, not much at all, said Project Red's head of marketing and PR, Michael Platkow. Dude, you gave me so many weird words in this.
I'm
freaking
sorry. My bad.
Games are cracked in minutes, hours, or days, but they're always cracked. If you want to pirate, you'll find a way.
You lost that ecstasy confidence.
Dude,
I'm sorry I didn't go into
Within,
the
like, the
article to
first,
remove the names.
dude, like all those weird words, man.
There is a lot of weird words in there.
There's a lot of weird things going on.
I mean, I've never ever pirated
don't
a game
give-
before.
No, I mean,
I have.
I
but
never
really
will.
don't-
Have you
I
really?
don't really give a shit. Yeah.
Isn't it an intensive process? It seems like
Yeah,
it'd be a
it's
pain in the
so
ass.
much. It's, you know what? I've done it twice. Once for StarCraft because I lost my CD code, and I wanted to play it again really bad, but I didn't know anybody with one, and I wasn't going to buy $40 game that was 8 years old. And one for Sims because I was bored as shit and really wanted to see why people loved it so much, and again didn't want to pay $50 for that.
I could see myself looking up instructions on how to pirate a game and leaving my house and going and spending $60 on the game.
Dude, you have to download the game. Then you either have to originally you could just find people that were posting codes online and luck into one that worked, or you had to actually go into text editor, put in a thing, add that to the code of the game. And most of the time, and like half the time, if you play in the wrong, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but you could potentially break your game forever.
Well, that's what you get.
And it's
Right.
no, it's just it's so much work, and honestly, it's so ridiculous. Like
I mean, it'll be great for the industry if this is the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have any problem with this at
Yeah.
all.
I mean, hacking and piracy is why the Vita had proprietary memory cards that cost a shit ton of money. If it wasn't for the piracy on the PSP, you wouldn't have had that, and the Vita might have been a success.
Right.
Same thing with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that being said, Nintendo has its own issues with piracy and everything like that, but they're pretty strong. But that doesn't excuse Sony for the expense of the cost.
Right.
Of course. But that was one of the reasons why they went that route.
Right.
That's one of the
Yeah, you lose a lot of. They lost a lot of money to the PSP. The PSP was a great selling system, and I bet they didn't do that well with it because of how pirated that thing was. It was insane. Everybody was doing homebrew on that thing. Everybody. It was crazy. Not that homebrew is piracy. That's okay, but it's crazy how many people unlocked that thing. All right, final story of the night. Another one that you brought to our attention, Dean. But I'm going to take
Man,
this one.
I was just
You
like
were knocking it out of the park this week.
Storybook this week.
Marvel Heroes creator David Brevik leaves Gazillion.
Yeah.
Polygon writes, David Brevik, the CEO of Gazillion Entertainment and former president of Blizzard North, is leaving the company he helped lead over the past 7 years to work on new projects. Quote, after doing this for several years, I really want to get back to developing games and programming. I got into this industry to make games and I miss the day-to-day creation process. I love our community. I love our team. I helped assemble. We have incredibly talented staff here and I know that the game is in great hands. I believe in the future of the game and I know a lot of the amazing things that are being worked on. The game has some really cool features coming that I know I will enjoy. Yes, I will still be playing the game. Yes, I will still be streaming. I will still be sending the team feedback and information and suggestions. I may not work at Gazillion, but I love this game. I'm very proud of what we accomplished. And as for what's next, I'm going to go indie. I'm going to doing things I love most, programming and making games. We will have more information about that in the future. End quote.
Cool.
Brevik was president of Blizzard North, the team that helped develop the original Diablo for 11 years. He later co-founded Hellgate, London developer Flagship Studios, and joined Gazillion in 2009 to develop Marvel Heroes, a free-to-play action RPG featuring Marvel's roster of superheroes and villains. Gazillion relaunched the game as Marvel Heroes 2015 and 2014, and I think you said it's really improved, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, drastically so. They just added finally controller support.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Oh, I might jump into it again then.
But my most important question from all this is
console.
How is it going to affect this game coming to console?
I don't think it is at all. I don't feel like that way at all. Huh?
I think you're wrong about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I
really do. I've heard him talk about it.
I know, kind of funny, he said that they were bringing it, right?
He wouldn't say, which is just as good as saying. They were like, because Greg kept being like, when are you going to bring the Marvel Heroes to console, huh? And he was like, you know what I'll say about that? I think that would be really cool. And he was like, and he wouldn't say anything else. And I'm like, I feel like that's a thing. Like,
right.
It's
right.
They realized that this game could have like real serious like success on console.
I agree.
I would play that shit every day.
Yeah. No, I know. I play that a lot, and it's funny because you know it is very Diablo-esque, which he had a hand in. The only thing I didn't like about it realistically was that it was too. I didn't like the MMO editions of it. And I thought there was too much into it, too many options, which sounds really stupid. But there's a lot to do in it, which I felt like it made it convoluted. I just wanted to get in, go and play, and have fun. That's kind of why I like Diablo in the way, because it is kind of like you just pick up and you go into your world.
I like the MMO stuff. It just is like if you're not in the mood for it,
right?
You're not in the mood for it. But I think it'd be a lot easier to get in the mood for it when it's on a console. You already have your friends list loaded there.
Oh yeah, no,
party up and go do shit. You know what I mean?
Back to what you said, I don't think
PC,
it's going to affect it coming to console. I don't think
ass.
His leaving has anything to do with that. I feel like it was good that he implemented. Yes, we want to bring. You know, if he is the guy. You know, if it is coming, I feel like him being there helped it come to console. I feel like he was a strong push for that. But I don't feel like him leaving has any.
No, I don't think so either. Especially because it was amicable. I'm sure he.
Yeah,
at first I was pushed the ship in the right direction.
At first, I was really concerned because we were like, I have no idea,
right?
You know why he's leaving. That's gonna be bad. But I feel like, and especially because you gotta remember, he left right around the holidays too. There's probably a lot of things because he was overseas and now he's coming back to the States with his family. So I feel like it had a lot of things all in one. So.
Branching off of that, how do you guys feel about more and more of these developers going indie? Like big developers, like Ken from Ken Levine from BioShock. Granted that shut down and then he went
hasn't done. Well, yeah, I think that shut down partly because of
that. Because of Infinite's sales, which were great, but in comparison to how much time and money they spent on that. But that'd be like, you know, they're doing something really interesting. You're seeing these developers kind of realizing, let me go back to like my roots here. Let me go back to why I enjoy gaming, you know, coding, programming. I think it's kind of cool.
If we could see, I mean, as weird as it sounds, if we could see like a revolution in that source where we're seeing, you know, even I would be okay with seeing less AAA games and more of these indie games popping up, but like, you know, better I feel like in the end, if that would happen, we would get a lot better end results. You know, I feel like a lot of games look at Unity. Unity was pushed out way too quickly. The developers were overstressed. You have a lot of these developers that are just not feeling the passion as they are because they have so many constraints. When you have developers that are back into it in the passion that they have, originally, I feel like we'll get a better end result. I feel like it will benefit all of us. So I love it. I'm actually all for it.
BMC says, I think a couple going indie is okay, but I don't want to see a ton of developers go indie. Yeah, I can understand that. There's a spot for both. We love indies and AAAs. Hopefully the balance, I think the balance right now is really great. And I hope that stays. This is perfect.
The way it is now, I'm with that.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, but I'm not really I feel like a lot of people, especially in like games media, are I don't know what. I'm not trying to like put
It's the hip
anybody in a
trend.
box, but like I know
you're
it seems like they're all like
the best things are indie.
Guys, indies, come on, like it's the way to go. Everyone,
Dude,
all
you need to
gamers
drink soy.
Want, like
Go all
AAA
soy.
Well, I thought it was
games,
hilarious
and I'm
that, like, for instance, Undertale. You had no idea what Undertale is.
Very
Everybody is talking about that game. Like, not even just as indie game of the year, but game of the year. It didn't win, I don't think, over Witcher anywhere, as far as I can tell. But there was a lot of consideration for that game, and you haven't even heard of it. So it's
vape,
not
bro?
your space.
Vaping is the thing now.
I
You
don't
can't
know.
smoke. You gotta
But
vape.
it does seem like that.
It's
It seems
like a big-
all
it's like all these hip
All
trends.
the games press and games media are all like, just they're so up indie games ass for lack of a better way to say it. And I'm like, what's wrong with wanting AAA? Like they make like fans out to be like lesser or stupid for like wanting more AAA games. I'm like, AAA games are awesome.
They kind of
Sorry,
treat it
they're
very
cool.
generalized, like they shouldn't do. It's kind of like if you like AAA games, you like Call of Duty, you like Madden.
Exactly.
There's a lot of great AAA games that
Exactly.
aren't like Madden and Call of
Exactly.
Duty.
Right.
Just
Last of
because.
Us.
Yeah, it's like
Uncharted,
kind of saying
like-
people that like AAA games, you are like the Transformers fans,
Right,
that like
exactly.
the Michael Bay movies, and then the people that like indie games are into Darren Aronofsky movies
That's
and like
exactly
like
how they're trying to
yeah,
be, yeah.
Whiplash and shit. Like
That really is exactly how they're trying
yeah,
to
and it's
paint
not
it.
that simple. It doesn't break down that easily. All right, let's go to a commercial break, and then we'll take some calls on Skype, and then we'll move on. So, guys, hold on one sec. We'll be back in 60 seconds to be exact.
I'm going to go urinate.
Go for it.
How do you enjoy it, man?
Thank you. I mean, you can come.
Should we call actually physically call Greg?
I mean, I've texted him. I've retexted him again
Did you
on
text him too?
iMessage, which he should be getting, and I just said join late if you can, because
Son of a
like I
bitch.
want to do that thing after the show,
Right.
And he kind of needs to be there, or it
Yeah.
messes up the continuity of everything.
For sure. And he's one half of Trophy Wars.
Yes, really. That's the other side of this. Is we're about to talk Trophy Wars. Oh, damn it! He must be stuck at work.
Yeah. I'm assuming that is what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I guess everyone's just gonna see what a real winner looks like.
I was gonna have to fight for Team Greg by myself.
Yep.
I'm gonna be double teamed. It's not good.
Nope.
Guys, I'm going to need your support here. It's going to be 2-on-1 for the Trophy War discussion today. It kind of sucks. I'm actually going to go to bathroom 2 when Mike comes down. So
Do it, man. There's no commercials this time. Someone's getting a commercial out there.
yeah. It says that it executed, so some people's getting something.
Yeah, someone's getting...
Maybe not everybody gets a commercial. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not really sure how they disperse that.
We've been doing pretty good numbers wise tonight.
It's just hit 80 right now.
Yeah, it's been holding solid above 70, which is great. We're gradually ticking up a little bit. I would love to get back into the hundreds. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. 80's awesome, though.
BMC, we're always pushing, man, for 8,000 followers. We need your help as well. All of you people in the chat room, share the show. On Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you can. That is one of the best ways you can support us besides hosting, following yourself. So, yeah, please do that, guys. Bring in some friends, family, and build this community with us with the Level Up Network.
Rick said, support, the other guy isn't even here. I'm just saying. If that's premonition for things to come for your team this season trophy.
Yeah, you know,
I feel like
I
he'll
have faith
feel
that
really
Greg is
bad
just stuck at work right now.
It's not
But
looking
If
good.
well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think he's stuck at work because I thought he was not.
I mean, I
working late
could have
at
been
night.
working,
I'm going
Right.
to go pizza.
I
You
feel-
guys have a
Jeez.
discussion and tell us that we suck.
but I'm here.
I'm not gonna trash talk at
I
all.
don't
Realistically,
think you suck,
I'm in it for a world of hurt.
I don't think you
because
suck
I
at
have-
all, Andrew.
Thank you, Pete.
I do think Greg sucks, guys.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
Greg.
something
Greg
else.
does not have the amount of dedication
Here's a
that you
little-
do.
Preview. I'm gonna fucking murder him. I'm gonna take him by the throat and drag him through the dirt.
There is no mercy coming for him at all.
Murder him.
He was all about this. Oh, I didn't do this. No, I didn't do that. And oh, I was so busy with this and this. And I really, honestly, he was busy. But I don't. If I remember right, he was actually playing a decent amount of games.
I mean,
when I sat and thought about it, he was affected by like certain things. But he didn't play, and he lost by a good amount, didn't he?
I forget. I don't know. I'm sure we'll pull the scores.
It was closer than I thought, but I think he did lose by a decent amount.
We'll look it up because we're gonna do the video that'll come out the 20th.
Joey's hosting the video. Thanks, Joey.
So we'll do a video that'll come out the morning of the 25th. So we'll probably pull up our.
That was quick as shit, man.
Our old scores.
Did you just teleport to the freaking bathroom?
I went fast, man.
Giant Poolside asks, will I be wearing the crown daily from now on? Not daily. But expect to see it on my head a little bit.
I said nothing. Dean was talking about Greg. You were not brought up at all.
Okay. No. I'm laser focused.
I'm sure he's doing something. Because he's not even, like, reading
I was just going to say, like, I think you're going to feel really bad if it's, like, a family emergency or something.
He's caught up doing something.
Yeah, he's
I don't know what it is.
He's definitely probably wrapped up something.
All right, welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 106. This is the gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We've been doing great tonight when it comes to the viewers. We're gradually picking up, a bigger audience each week. We've been sticking around 70s, and we even got to 80 for a moment there.
We're 86.
86. Wow, so that's great. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing the show. Keep doing that. Go on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. Tell your friends, family, whatever. Help us build this community. And also, anybody who's new in here, you can follow us right now. Hit that follow button on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show, like these people did. We have follows from Grammets, King, and Raid, I think is what it says. Fancy Guy Val, Ziploc Bob, Gimmick, Manx22, and Tomcat750. It's a hefty goal, but if we can get to 7825 follows, we'll give out another 300 XP to the entire chat room. You can also follow us on all the other channels that are scrolling across the top of the screen. So
let's see, we're getting back up there in the viewer things. We've been trying to figure out, everything with the viewers for a while.
Hopefully that Twitch app coming out in Europe whenever will help us too. It's still not available. So
I can't understand why.
All about that.
I can understand like a week or two development delay, which doesn't even make sense when you say it out loud, but I mean, it's been over.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people in Europe can't watch us on PS4, which kind of sucks right now.
I don't get it at all.
But we just got another follow. That one came from Christopher. Thank you so much for the follow. Keep them coming, guys. And yeah, let's take this call from Brad, who's calling in right now.
Absolutely.
Hey, Brad, welcome to the show, man.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
Trophy Wars?
Trophy Wars. What about Trophy Wars?
Yeah, Omi, that is going to be the discussion tonight. You can kind of get us started a little early. We're going to take it on the spot, but what is your question in regards to Trophy War?
Team Beast.
All right. Is that all you have to say? Is that all you have to say? Brad, you can have Brad.
I'll take it. I'll take you, Brad.
What was that?
You can have him.
Bradley, listen, I am glad to see that you're on the side of Team Beast. Drew was so dismissive of you. Do you see that, guys? I want you to see the way that Drew views the viewers. If you are not on his side,
that's the
you
way I
mean
view
nothing
Brad.
to him. Wow, that's even worse.
Brad doesn't play the games I like to play.
Drew, just keep thinking, man. I'll get you a shovel if you want it. I mean, your hands are doing fine.
This is I'm Brad. Welcome to the winning team. Okay?
Brad,
you were on the wrong side.
You are welcome to choose the side you want to choose. Team Beast did win last year, so I can understand the hesitance to join Team Greg. The difference is I'm with Team Greg this year, fully. Greg,
let's wait to get into details later.
Greg has my back fully this year. Let's just put it that way. So we'll get to that in a moment.
I think the reason why Drew hates me is because I stole Emily.
That's true. I do hate you for that.
Emily was a freaking emotional bitch, though.
There's actually, though, it was funny because it was crazy how so many characters in the game were people in the chat that day.
Oh, wait, hold on. You didn't have to put the names in? It was just automatic?
It was automatic, yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I thought you put the names in
no,
your friends.
It happened that way.
That's weird. I thought you did that on purpose.
So Brad stole my girl. Teammate, I think said his name is Trevor, and there was a Trevor, and like it worked out that way.
With
it was
me
just
and
funny.
everything. That was weird.
Yeah, it was great. It worked out really well.
That's cool.
But Brad, you know what? I hope that we can win you back over to Team Greg.
No, I'm gonna go Team Beast.
All right,
that's fine. That's a good way to be.
You're welcome to your opinion.
You were Team Beast all the way last season.
Was he?
Yep.
From the get-go.
Oh, I thought he was on
No,
Greg.
he's
I was
immediately.
in Team Beast all the way.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that switched. I know when Alex Bustos watched us.
Let me
he
tell
was
you
a
what
big-
about
he was
that.
a big flip flopper.
I remember every single person who remained on my team the entire time and the flip floppers. There was a couple people who tried to make like they didn't flip flop. I know what happened.
That being said, I feel like this season you're not going to see a lot of flip floppers, and we'll get into that a little.
I hope not. I don't think it's
so.
possible.
It won't be
well,
allowed.
no,
yeah.
there will. I think there is a possibility that we have to talk about.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had an idea. For
All
that.
right. So, Brad, we're going to move on to our on the spot, and then we're going to move on to our official discussion of Trophy War. Maybe you can call in if we have a moment again. All right?
Okay.
All right, man, level up.
Later on, to put a game up for them. Later on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Level up. All right. So let's do a poll real quick first. I actually want to ask you guys your final opinion now that we've had a full half of a show, over half a show. What is your opinion on the mics? Should we stick with the new mics or go back to the old? The new mics being these guys right here. The Yeti mics we're using right now, these are the new mics. The old mics were the clip-ons. They were a little tinny in sound, but...
We had a ruffle. There was a lot more
Yeah.
issues. So those that went back to YouTube, it seems to be that they like the new mics. But if you haven't, check it out definitely. But in general, we want your opinion. Try to remember back before Christmas was the last time we used the old mics versus tonight.
There you go. So poll is active. New mics or old. Vote now. This is going to determine what we use next week on a very big episode, the Level Uppies. So it's important that you guys let us know what you like because we will cater to those tastes, of course. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, let's move on to the on the spots.
Ooh.
It's a good one this week. I'm really fond of it. On the spots. You guys can submit your questions every week on Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL. Just include hashtag on the spot and a hard-hitting question. This week, dear the Level Up Show, what makes a great video game or movie trailer? And what is your favorite of all time? Sincerely, Mr. Rager 909. That is, of course, Tyler Elkins. This is a great question.
It's a good question.
I think we can all... I hope you guys would agree with me that music... is probably the most important part.
Absolutely. Yeah. Audio for a fact. Not even just music, but music is a big thing.
Yeah.
Audio for a fact makes and breaks a trailer.
I think so.
Mixing it. Yep. And on top of that, how about even utilizing clips in an almost deceiving way sometimes? Mm-hmm. I think adds a lot. And sometimes it detracts from the full movie. You expect to see something in one way versus another. I think a lot of us have gotten used to that, but I feel like mixing things add in, a little bit more intensity to a scene that will have some weight and impactfulness, but in the grand context of things might seem out of place in a trailer. So I think pace is definitely another
Yes,
one.
I was about to bring that up. I think we all can agree the newest Batman v Superman trailer was too long.
Right.
The length is really important. I think 2:20 is around that sweet spot. If you get to 3 minutes, you're taking a risk for sure, because you're including stuff that it can drag on. Like that opening scene in the Batman v Superman trailer went on too long. The Lex part especially, when he comes in, hi boys, like that went on way too long. And
dude, when you do that, I just think of the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, like,
oh my god, I feel like that's actually a more accurate representation of him.
Pretty close.
That's
pretty
much
spot on.
it. He's the Mad Hatter.
Is there any other points that you think are very important to a trailer and what makes it great?
Mystery.
I mean, the content, of course, has to be compelling, but I really think, even not just music, audio in general.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue has to be like poignant and it has to be placed correctly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Yeah.
So.
And that all comes down to cutting it. Like
Yes.
we've all done a little bit of video editing, especially me and Dean.
Yeah.
Dean and you especially, because that's what you do, like
Yeah.
video editing. So we can kind of pick out when something's a little off.
Right.
I know I can, because I love making music videos.
Right.
And there's definitely an art to finding that perfect frame to change on to the next scene, to fit with that beat in the song, or to add a beat into the song if necessary.
Yeah,
It's all about that flow.
Yeah.
It's about the flow. Like that Batman v Superman trailer, we keep going back to this because I think we all agree, even if the movie turns out to be great, that wasn't a good trailer. No. It was because you were taken out of it many times. Like, that didn't flow, that didn't feel right, something was off there. At one point, you felt like the trailer actually ended and then started up again. Like, that's the kind of stuff that ruins a trailer for me. And I want to go back to music being most important because some of my favorite trailers of all time were just music. I like movies that do things differently. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is literally just Led Zeppelin.
Man, I forgot about that.
No, nothing but Led Zeppelin and just flashes of frames. The entire trailer. That is a great trailer. My other
That's a disturbing movie.
very favorite trailer is Prometheus. And that's one of those funny ones where the movie wasn't near as good as the trailer. That is one of the best trailers I've ever seen. I remember every time I saw it in theaters, my heart was beating out of my chest because of that alien screech at the end. Like, and like it just keeps getting louder and louder, and like it's intense. That's what I want to see in a trailer.
If I remember, I feel like Avengers was probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen. Between the music that they chose for it and getting pumped up for it and everything else, and besides that one, Star Trek.
The first one.
The original reboot of Star Trek.
Using Two Steps from Hell. That's why it was so good.
It was so, like, everything was just done right in both of those trailers.
Yep.
The most recent, the best one probably this year was either the first full trailer for Batman vs. Superman or Star Wars.
I'd have to say Star Wars.
The Star Wars trailer was way...
I think the problem for me is I have to go watch both again when trying to think, but I feel like some of it might have been the hype for Star Wars. I have more hype for, obviously, Star Wars than I do for Batman vs. Superman. But I feel like I'm gonna side with you guys. I think Star Wars was better.
Okay. How about you, Dean? Favorite? Let's stick with movies for now. Favorite movie trailers.
That Star Wars one is up there, and I especially like when you hear audio and trailers, then that you don't ever hear it again.
Yep.
Like that whole like, who are you?
Yeah.
That's still.
You never heard it again.
We've had a conversation, I think, about that. That's still
another good example of that, and another great trailer. A lot to do with our taste, though. Dark Knight. The very first one where it revealed the Joker, and at the very end, where the Batmobile's going towards him, and he's like, "Come on, hit me!" Like that was so crazy,
so good.
That was a really good trailer.
Man of Steel is one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Music wise, yes, 100%. I'll agree.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that was. You're right.
Are you thinking of the Comic-Con one that was leaked, or the?
I'm thinking of the whole
with the grass.
There was two. They were the same essentially, but one of them Russell Crowe narrated.
Yes.
Which is Kal-El's father, and then the other one, Kevin Costner narrated, who is Clark's father when he's to Earth.
Yep.
They were the same trailers, but alternate, and it was all about the one with Russell Crowe narrating about him. What if a child aspired to be something greater, and the capes flowing in the wind, and the music starts picking up. Holy shit, dude! That's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Superman Returns?
No, I'm thinking of Man of Steel.
Because in my opinion, Superman Returns has the best trailer of any Superman movie.
Yeah.
The first teaser trailer.
Trailer for Man of Steel?
Yes, I have.
Because it's.
Do you remember the Superman Returns trailer? I'm willing to play it right now.
I think you should play the Man of Steel trailer. Because I don't think you're understanding.
No, I do. I remember all the Man of Steel trailers.
As much as I like the Man, I agree with you. I want to see the Superman Returns because I completely forget.
I don't remember that trailer.
It uses Marlon Brando's narration with John Williams' score, and it is amazing. Really? It's really one of the best I've ever seen. As far as teaser trailer goes, I think it's probably my favorite. Let's see if I can find it. Teaser trailer. All right. I hope this is it. Let me pause it first. Let me make sure I can. I got to switch scenes and add in our stuff on the web browser here. It's going to take me a second. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm not going to see you, Dean, because I don't have you shown, unfortunately. All right, where is it? Where's YouTube at? There it is. Boom. All right. Here we go. Check this trailer out, guys. I think this is a great teaser trailer. One of my favorites. Wish it was a little louder.
Even though you've been raised as a human being, you are not one of them.
See, I feel like you're missing it because you can't hear the John Williams score.
I can hear it in the background.
I can hear it.
Be a great people, Kal-El, they wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason above all, their capacity for good. I have sent him you, my only son.
Now, keep in mind that's a teaser, but I think as a teaser, that is one of the best.
I really
like
feel
that.
like you should play the Man of Steel trailer. It's 1,000 times better than that.
That's a trailer though, and it's all about like the action. Like that's a
I'm
teaser
just
trailer.
saying.
I'm sorry, but
I
nothing.
feel like the audio mix.
Wait,
let me
go back to.
Don't get me
the wrong
wrong.
scene.
I love the John Williams mix for this.
That's the
I
thing.
love
Is
it.
John Williams' Superman score beats anything from Man of Steel.
You know what though? Honestly, I love Howard Shore. I like it so much more.
I'm telling you.
Do I play it? Do you want me to?
The Man of Steel trailer is fucking.
This is turning into
Rick
a
is
really
saying-
big
drags
segment.
that one through the mud, dude.
Dude, how long do you really think Trophy Wars is going to be without Greg anyway?
I guess that's true, but at the same time,
Like-
hoping he joins us. All right,
He's
so
not.
which trailer though do you want me to choose?
Hold on. It's got to be right.
Is it trailer 2, trailer 3, trailer 1?
I think it's trailer 2.
Okay.
I will know instantly.
Yeah, it's 2:52.
Well,
yeah,
I'm
it's this
starting it
one.
right now, so.
Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah.
The world's too big, Mom.
Yes, no, maybe?
Nope. No. I don't think it is.
No.
No.
Sorry. That
No.
music at the beginning wasn't
Man
it?
of Steel trailer. Man of
It was
of
the first
Steel
one.
Official teaser number 1.
The teaser.
Teaser trailer.
Oh, you're talking about teaser.
No. Sorry.
What is happening?
He had his audio up.
All right, so teaser.
Go back.
We're looking for a teaser.
Just go back. It was this one. It's here. This one.
No, this is not it.
No, it's
either.
not in there. Wait, don't click it. Is it trailer 3?
Is it trailer?
This is turning into a mess, guys.
We need it.
Top
Just
one. Go to
trust
the top
me,
one.
dude. It's the best one.
That's one right there. Check. Make sure that's it.
Yep.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, what is it?
Trailer
Trailer
3.
top one.
Official trailer 3.
Okay.
That has probably one of my favorite. I've listened to the soundtrack
It's
so many times.
Effing
I love it.
amazing.
All right, here you go, guys.
I used to listen to this in the gym.
Dude,
And it would-
I listen
it
to it
would
in the car all
amp
the
you
time.
up.
Yeah, this is a good trailer. I remember this one.
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
He'll be an outcast. I'll kill him.
How? He'll be a god to them.
You gotta imagine also, you hadn't seen the movie yet at this point.
Yeah, right. Well, you had to do that same with Superman Returns.
Right, yeah.
That wasn't very good.
Right.
No, this was much better.
But this right here, dude, when the drums pick up.
Child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended. What if a child aspired to something greater?
That was not in the movie, I don't think either, was it?
Was.
Yes,
it was?
it was.
Okay, I didn't think it was.
In the bus,
But I think they used a
he
different angle.
saw what Clark did.
I like Man of Steel.
I love
Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I actually want to watch it again, especially like I was looking at it earlier. I really want to watch it again now.
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son.
That moment
Yeah.
right there
Yeah.
got me.
That's
I'm not
fantastic.
gonna lie, dude.
You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks?
This is again Snyder. Snyder's usually very good with trailers. That's why I'm very surprised by Batman v Superman.
For others,
I'm
the
gonna
ghost
say
never
something in a
quite fit in.
second.
Because Watchmen's another one of the best trailers.
Oh my god, that
Hold
was
on, we
so
gotta just watch,
good.
just
An ideal
Audio
to
is
strive
key.
towards.
in this trailer.
Where it picks up here, yeah.
They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, I
dude.
love it.
Are you kidding?
No, it's a good trailer. I agree.
Oh, I love it.
So, at this point, can I say how actually, when I watched this again, and when I was thinking, like I said earlier, I was going through the movies and I was thinking about watching Man of Steel again. Can I say how disappointed I am that I'm not getting another Superman movie
My father believed
anytime soon?
Yeah.
I actually, as much as cool as Batman vs Superman sounds and everything like that, and especially now that I know what's in it, I really am upset that I'm
Yeah,
not
I
getting
would have
another.
loved to. I've just got to.
This is great as far as an origin story for Superman. I
Right.
love it as far as setup, but I feel like we deserve, as comic book fans and everything like that, another movie where Superman actually realizes what he is before we get Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're going from origin story to ultimate arch nemesis.
Yeah.
To wrap this up, we
Sorry,
got
I
to
know.
move on. Favorite game trailer of all time?
Ooh, Gears of War.
Mad
either
World.
Either Mad World or Dust. Into
Okay.
Dust.
Yeah, they're both good. Yeah. I think for me, Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. I don't know the exact trailer, but it's like one of the first ones. I think people in the chat room, if they know Metal Gear Solid, they'll know what I'm talking about.
I really can't think of like one that stands out to me off the top of my head that I was like enamored with.
Yeah, game trailers don't usually like.
They don't stick with me like film.
No.
I see them and I'm like, that was cool, but like,
Yeah.
Well, I like the one for Arkham Origins where it was like, I think it was live action. He was a boy, and then they show you him training and becoming a man. Like he gets older and older.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
I know I'm biased, but I also think that the Final Fantasy VII remake, the very first teaser, was really, really well done.
Yeah, it
and
was.
grabbing
It was
onto
very good, yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
nostalgia and just those little elements of the
Dead Island.
Yeah, I have such a
Because it was so misleading.
Yeah, it was so misleading that I look back at it.
But
and I'm
as
just
a
like,
trailer,
ugh.
though.
Yeah.
As a trailer, it
Mass
was
Effect 2.
really
Someone said
impactful.
Mass Effect 2. That was a great trailer.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You're right.
Derek. Yeah, that was a great trailer.
Bioshock Infinite. Yeah, you're right. That was a very good trailer.
That was a good trailer.
That very first CGI one, that was a little misleading. It didn't quite live up to what that trailer promised. But that one specifically was freaking awesome. So yeah, there's so many. This was a great discussion. Thank you to Tyler Elkins for that question on the spot. You guys can tweet at us on the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL on Twitter. Use hashtag on the spot. And you can.
Does it have to be
a future
gaming related?
question.
I thought on the spot.
No, it doesn't have to be gaming related.
It always seems to be gaming related, but you guys can tweet at us anything.
Yeah.
On the spot.
It has to be somewhat.
Do not
involve
death.
No, I'm okay with that.
No, we are not. Drew ruined our first on the spot with his first introduction of it.
Wow, I'll talk about some death.
No, it was bad.
People look at it worse than it was. I had said, have you ever had a really close brush with death? Like, you know what I mean?
No, you said, what was your biggest memory of dealing with death?
No, I go back and watch it. I know exactly what I asked.
Again.
I asked, what's the closest you've ever been to death? Like, have you ever had a really close near-death experience? I think that's a fine question.
If you watch the recap of like that episode, it was bad. It was pretty bad.
It's because you guys immediately were like, oh. And then it became like this negative thing. I was like, no, like this could be a fun discussion. Like,
not fun.
Yes, it can.
Oh my god.
I've had some fun brush with
alright.
death before.
I just mean it's like interesting to be like, well, this one time I almost got into a car accident and this crazy thing happened.
That would be
into a lake once.
That would be fine.
True story.
That would be fine. It's not. He's misleading you on what it was.
No, I'm not.
Go
He's
watch
misleading
it.
you. Is what
Not
he's
at
doing.
all. I remember it. It
I had a
was terrible.
cop point a gun at me once.
Wow.
Don't,
See, this is why the question could have been good.
Not because,
not the way
not
you
because
worded
of
it.
anything I did, just to clarify, was over an inspection sticker on my friend's car.
Wow.
He took his gun out and pointed at the car because my friend like went to move and we're like, holy shit, dude. It was crazy. I've never felt any fear like I felt.
See, look at the chat. They're all involved now. They're all talking about their near-death experiences.
All right, you know what?
I
This is
win.
not- no, you did not.
All right. Great question once again. Let's take one more commercial break, and then we're going to finally get started with the Trophy War discussion, guys. Hold on tight. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Oh, wait. No. First, how do you guys like the mics? Let's check that out first. And it is 100% people want the new mics.
Yes.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. We are going to be sticking with the new mics. Hopefully they stay true to what they've been doing this week, and we can keep it going moving forward. So once again, hold on tight, guys. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. That's great. I'm glad that the mics finally are working.
Yeah. What did you do?
I downloaded a new software that actually mixes USB mics before entering it into XSplit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Seems
less
to
stress,
work.
and it seems like the computer isn't running as hard either.
No, it
Which
doesn't.
is
Like
good.
it's not
I feel
loud.
like that's
Yeah.
I feel like that was our biggest issue.
I haven't heard anyone say a single bad
Rick.
thing about the mics.
Oh my god! Did you see Rick?
What?
I like the stream where you were testing them out, Drew. Everybody always likes my mic testing streams because it's only like 15 people in the room and they get all the attention in the world. So we're just like talking. We're just streaming some Spotify, taking some calls. It's fun.
It's
It's
fun.
good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, guys, if you have ad block, you're not going to see a commercial.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Constantly are saying this, but if you have ad block, you're not going to see it.
No, but we're back. Because I have the video up.
Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 106. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, make sure to follow us. Hit that follow button on twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Like these people did. Thank you to Christopher, Grammit, King and Raid, Fancy Guy Val, Ziploc Bob, Gimmick, Mangst, and Tomcat. Really appreciate those. Keep them coming. Share the show as well, guys, on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you can. Try and bring in your friends, family, so we can build this community here on the Level Up Network. And now, finally, we can get into Trophy War. Season 2.
As you
begun, the Trophy War has.
Just like most of his points will be, Greg is not present.
No, he's not.
That could have been. Come on.
Actually,
if you're going to be rolling with me, you're going to have to think a little bit about your quips.
Come on, that was pretty good.
Wow, we're getting some
just because
dissension in the ranks already.
Hit me with it again.
I said, much like his points will be,
Greg is not
present.
Greg is not present, much like
his points will be. His points are not going to be
So
present.
my points will not be present? Is that what we're saying?
His points will not be present. His points will not.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Come on, that was good delivery.
I'm happy to have you rolling with me, but like,
get the fuck out of here.
You know what? Let's start off with something kind of cool to celebrate the start of the Trophy War.
Yeah.
T-shirts!
T-shirts!
It's the second Sunday of the month, guys, so we do T-shirts. And you guys can choose your sides, not just officially on Twitch right now. You can see the Google form posting, but you can buy your team's shirt as well. Team Beast or Team Greg. This is, of course, Team Beast here. You designed this yourself, I think,
I did, yeah. You know what's funny? I designed these shirts just for the Trophy War because I thought it would be fun for people to have them, not knowing that it was T-shirt Sunday.
Right.
Happy coincidence.
These are already available, guys, on the Level Up Network.
Team B shirt. I really like it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank
and
you.
it's already available on the levelupnetwork.spreadshirt.com.
Team Greg is
Team Greg, if you guys can't tell, Team Greg kind of considers himself either to be Baby Jesus or a lot of things to be Baby Jesus.
He makes a lot of references to himself being Jesus.
Yeah.
So we feel,
especially lately,
the emoji for prayer was appropriate in this situation for Team
yeah.
Greg.
Although this is more of like a Muslim style prayer than anything else.
It doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying.
They're all good.
It's kind of funny.
Prayer in general. And then, as it says there, purchase now on the levelupnetwork.spreadshirt.com. Or, really important, actually, to this Trophy War, the thing that's probably the biggest change from last year is you choosing a side matters. Why don't you explain what this means, Dean?
So, yeah, last year we noticed that as things tend to happen, people found that they wanted to take sides, which is great. That's the whole point. It's competitive. It's fun. But it didn't really mean anything. So what we're going to do this year is have you guys go to the Google Doc that Andrew was...
I'm going to put it in the chat right now for everybody to check out.
So kind to design this. So you go in, put in your information. That's going to lock you in. So we're going to know what side you're choosing. There's no flip-flopping. None of that business. Think about what side you want to be on. You have until... We encourage you to do it as soon as you can, just so we can get everything locked in. You have until the 25th. So really, not really. You have until the night of the 24th. Right? Because we'll
that comment's really good. Derek's on a roll tonight. He said, no, the reason why the hands were up is because he's surrendering. I have to say, another good one from Derek there.
It was good.
Very good. As you can tell, I'm very open to all sides.
Oh,
you know, I'm not gonna shut anybody down just because they're.
Is that what you said in the chat the other day?
That was Brad. That's a different story. Me and
Me
Brad have a little bit of a love-hate relationship.
So yeah, so we have it so you guys sign up, put your Twitch name in, your name, and what side you want to be on. And then the way it's going to work is the winner of each week, that team, whichever team you're supporting, say Greg wins week 1. He has the higher score that week. Everyone who's supporting Team Greg gets 500 XP, which you can use to get entered into raffles when we give away PSN cards, blah, blah. And there will be giveaways because the loser of this is guaranteed to buy a $20 PSN card to give away to the chat. So that's one giveaway you'll be in the entering for. So you got to sign up. You got to pick a side. Each week, that winning team will get 500 XP.
Fun fact number 1: tapping on these tables really messes people up with them when they're listening with headphones. Dean did.
Yeah, I just did it.
Fun fact number 2: Team Greg.
Did you notice that Greg isn't even competent enough to make sure he's not wearing a glove that will blend into his green screen?
I did notice when I edited that video.
Dumb.
Yeah, I did notice it.
He did do that. Good thing Greg has me this year to keep him under control. To tell him.
Look at this! Look, wait! Watch when he puts his hand up. It just disappears.
So hold on. So most importantly, to the uninitiated here, what's happening is we're having a trophy war. We've had one season so far. Greg and I go head to head. Our scores that are current right now, we deduct. We go start from 0. Whoever gets the most scores over this one will be 9 weeks wins the trophy war. I, of course, won season 1 of the trophy war. The crown is happily cozy in my office where it belongs, where it will remain.
How convenient.
How convenient indeed. I won't have to move it.
No.
Just put it right back on.
No.
At the end of the
I mean,
season.
you might need to dust it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll dust it off for
You
sure.
should just wear it every week.
I apologize to
It's
ripping headphone users, except Derek, because he deserves it.
I'm real sorry about that. Real sorry about that. You know what? That's the first time I've ever.
No, I did it too. We both did it. You tapped on the table, and then I went woo into the thing. So we both were culprits there.
What else is prudent for you to know? We have a whole bunch of rules and stuff we're gonna go over. We're gonna make a video. We'll probably record that tomorrow. It'll go live the morning the Trophy Wars start, which will be January 25th. And then we'll go 9 weeks until March 28th. And then we'll have a big finale here last time. We had the big finale. Greg and Andrew had to dress up in dresses.
We did.
There was a speech. There was lemon juice drinking.
Can I ask you, is that still involved then? You guys, is there going to be a whole bunch
I forgot.
of...
Are you going to be doing like different...
We're going to be doing something every week.
Okay.
The winner of each week gets to add a consequence for the loser. Now, what's funny about it is I could win every week and make all the consequences, and then at the end, Greg could ultimately win, and I fuck myself, and I have to do everything that I picked. So there's always that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not
as
realistic.
unlikely as that
Right, that's really unrealistic.
Now, here's the other side of this that we were hinting at earlier.
Yeah, so let's get into
Mike
it.
and I are much more involved in this season than last season, but not so involved that we are on the same scale as Dean and Greg. This is still more a Dean-Greg thing than it is our thing. So why don't you once again explain what's going on there?
Yeah, well, these guys took... We had each one take a side. Andrew sided with Greg, Mike sided with me. And they just were in our corner pretty much. But this year their points... They're actually going to be earning trophies.
Yep.
Their points are going to count. They're going to be worth half mine and Greg's. Which maybe you're like, well, what's that going to do? But really, it could make or break us in the end.
If it comes down to like a small margin, it could make the difference.
Right. Because like if one of you is doing nothing, like for example, say like you're doing nothing, I earn a whole bunch of points. Andrew was doing a ton of game playing, and Greg was doing a ton of game playing. It'd be like 2 versus 1.
Yeah.
Or like 1.5 versus 1.
That being said, I think that we will kind of keep track of a Dean versus Greg and a Mike versus Drew.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of like different sections of the war.
At the end, we'll have everything. We'll have my score versus Greg's score, team versus team, Andrew versus Mike, for anyone who wants to know. And yeah, we have consequences like staples that are already in place, which is the loser has to buy the $20 PSN card for a chat giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple other things. And then we will be doing the week by week additive consequences too at the end. I'm real excited.
Can I just say, it's at this point, it's not like a big deal. The reason last year that Greg lost nearly every week,
I don't.
Is he hid his trophies every single week, and he didn't realize that it affected his score every week.
That doesn't want to be a reason why he lost, though.
No, I'm not saying that's the reason. But there's a reason why at the end he was within like 1,000 or whatever points of you, as opposed to being like 12,000 behind the whole season.
Right.
The reason was that he hid his trophies,
Basically,
but didn't
what
realize
you're saying is
that
the entire time Greg was cheating and giving Dean.
No, Greg was not cheating. You guys did not discuss that last year. That was something you couldn't.
It was an accidental slide.
It wasn't a rule. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And last year, okay, so that we should talk about that too, because last year we had a rule in place where it was you couldn't play any like kiddie games or anything like that. Yeah. Hiding trophies, not sinking trophies until the end. That was all fine.
Just to also clarify, kiddie games doesn't mean like Ratchet and Clank. Kiddie games means like Hannah Montana, which has like this insanely easy
which
trophy.
For some reason, is the one we all think of when we said.
That's because I think it's because of Beyond.
Probably.
That's what they always would talk about on Podcast Beyond.
Funny thing is, this year we decided any games go.
Really?
Anything goes.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
I didn't know that at all.
Anything.
Wait. What about like sound shapes?
Anything.
Really?
Thing is,
I thought sound shapes was hard.
No, but sound shapes is not easy. But you can automatically sync through every.
No, you can't.
See, that's what I was talking about. Okay,
we have it all broken down. I'm gonna upload it to our thing still. It's on my.
Because what sucks about that is I don't have a Vita.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you could
No.
sync on 3 things, and I could sync on 1, and it would be.
That's
very
why
unfair.
I was
Right.
surprised there for a
Right.
moment.
No.
Okay.
So any game goes, but we have it so one trophy list per that game, unless you have to physically play that game twice to get the trophies.
Right. So like
you
Walking
can't
Dead,
constantly-
like I have it on Vita and on
You can do that.
PS4.
That's
I
totally
can play
fine.
it on both of them,
Right.
get both trophy lists, but I have
Right.
to put in the work
Exactly.
on both consoles.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha.
But any games do go. You can play whatever games you want. That's totally fine. No cloud syncing trophies to double your trophies. None of that, like Andrew said. But hiding your trophies and unsyncing by the time you check in is illegal. So anything we've earned has to be on display the entire time.
Just to clarify, what that means is every Sunday night, I think, right?
We are
Every
gonna
Sunday
sync.
night.
You guys
we
you
all
two are
have
gonna
to
sync every Sunday night. Me and Greg are going to sync together Monday morning.
Right, okay.
Before we do the video.
So that way it's all clear out in the open. No one's, like this whole thing. Like, it was funny because Greg, even when we talked about like the hiding the trophies, Greg, you actually had brought it up for another reason.
Right.
And Greg was like, oh, wait, is that really a thing? And you guys had to check it. And he didn't realize the whole time he was just hiding trophies the entire time and not being truthful with what he actually had. So Dean actually, it's not surprising, but it's actually good that you won in the end, because if you had lost, that would have been a lot of cannon fodder, because you wouldn't have known what to judge him on.
Right.
At all. You could have been like, dude,
last year was kind of a mess in a lot of ways.
It was a mess in a lot of ways. We had to
Yeah.
extend it a couple times, which is an official rule this year. There
It's
will
shorter.
be no extensions.
Yes, it is.
We wrote it in ink in Microsoft Word.
So why don't you tell me, what are the dates for this?
It goes. I mentioned them, but I'll go.
This
I'll
is
go-
nice. Sorry, I
Thank you
didn't
very much.
Just touch that.
It'll be going. It'll go from Sunday at midnight. Well, so Monday morning,
On January 25th.
until March 28th that morning, up until the video.
Right,
Also,
so Sunday morning we all have to sync? Or Saturday night?
It'll be midnight.
Midnight Saturday. Well, midnight Sunday, midnight Saturday.
It'll be
whatever.
the same deal. Midnight for
Okay.
you guys, and then Greg and I will do it that morning before
Oh,
the
okay.
video goes. Yeah, same
All right.
deal. So it'll be 9 weeks. Last year, I think it was like 3 months. Last
Too
year-
long is what it was. Last year
Oh,
was
it's
over
ending
3
on
months.
it's ending
That
on
shit
Monday.
was
We're not ending it
insane.
on the Sunday before the show?
It'll end that Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So we'll have a show that Sunday, March 27th.
We'll sync up for our final
You guys
time.
will sync up. Greg and I will be done that morning, 28th. Then the following Sunday will be the finale.
Okay.
Which is April 3rd, I believe.
Okay.
Right.
So if anybody, there's actually probably quite a few people who weren't around for the first one. It was ridiculous. I felt like I was gonna die. We never stopped playing. The shit talking by the time, but we get really competitive about it. By the end, we were like, I don't even care. I just want to be done. And like
You guys had to know, like, you didn't
I had
want to
nothing
extend
left.
it, but you like had. There were a couple times where it was just like, if we don't, it's not fair to either.
Yes,
one of
a
us.
few things happened to Greg in particular that
Right.
kind
I
of.
had one, and then we both had planned, like, we took time off of work. We had, like, this big, we were going to do it 24 hours. We were both going to, like, go give a big final push. Something happened where Greg was unavailable, and I had technically won, and I was like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So we pushed it. This year, Greg has said, he was like, nope, I got none of this drama's going on. He's like, this is it. I was like, I said, no extension. So it ends when it ends.
Right.
Fun fact, when
That's
you
it.
guys started this last year, you guys, I mean, you were still the new guy on the show. You barely knew Drew, and especially barely knew Greg.
Which is
you
funny
knew
to
somewhat.
see.
And then
It's
this
really funny,
is what
yeah.
actually brought you together more
It
than
is,
anything
yeah,
else.
Like
we're-
this here, I
we're
think this is the very
very
first
close.
episode.
This
I want to
is
say,
number one, yeah.
yeah, and you can tell the rapport between you guys is very
And
different.
you can
It's
see, well, not only
super
that, but
off.
you can see, actually, I watched this. You're wearing the same hoodie, which is weird. And you can see
You know
that.
why? Because if you look closely, that's my work shirt, and I wear this to work. Yeah.
But you can see, like, it's funny when you watch this, and I went back, you could see, like, Dean's, like, still getting used to how Greg acts. And
he
you
was.
kind of lose it at a couple times where you're just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up and keep talking. Like,
You guys are
and
like
you're just
brothers
like, oh my
now,
god,
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
And
it
it's
was
kind of cool
all-
to
it was
see you guys.
100% due to
Yeah.
joining this, which is always something that's going to be really cool to go out of it. But now that we're past that and we are really close, I get to flip my switch and really come for Greg's throat.
Oh my god, I honestly I fear for Greg. I don't think Greg. So here's the thing.
I just hope that I can do my part for him. Like I'm worried that I'm going to be so busy.
Right, and
these
that's
next
and
couple
that's my
months.
worry too. Because realistically, I'm not a big trophy guy. I've
Yeah.
gotten one platinum in my entire life.
I
and that
could
took
be, but I'm just going to be very
right,
busy.
But like, look at how much work that was. How long did I say I was going for the Diablo platinum?
Yeah.
and
It's
how
a
much?
lot.
oh my god, it took forever. So realistically, but I feel like what's going to be cool is I don't think it's going to reflect on you. I think you're going to reflect on him. And I think what's going to be funny is I think you and I are going to be pretty equal between the amount of time that you put in, you have to put into stuff, and me with the lack of care that I have in trophies. I feel like it's going to equal out.
He doesn't care about you.
I care about Dean. I'm going to try to do him proud. And we've had conversations about it and everything like that. But I feel like between that, I feel like we'll be equal, and I think it's gonna be funny.
I could see us being pretty equal. Yeah,
you'll be a good blessing to him, and he still will be just fucking up every step of the game.
Greg did well last year. Let's be honest. He didn't do bad.
I'll tell you what, he did do well, but he really, really underestimated, and he'll even tell you that.
Oh, I know that. Trust me, I know that.
He thought I was gonna bring nothing,
dude. According to him. There was a reason I agreed to all those things, and it was because Greg was 100%.
Yeah.
There is no way I'm losing this. I can't wait to laugh in his face, all this kind of stuff. He was
laying it on thick. I remember that.
I don't know. There was a point where I think that he probably was right, but then he fell off at the end because of a lot of things that happened. In my opinion. Because I talked with him a lot.
Ever a point where he was going to win that?
No.
You don't think so?
There was no fucking way I was letting it happen. Greg gets a little thick-headed sometimes. He's very stubborn. I hate to lose. I admit it about myself.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I am the same way,
There's no way I was going to check those scores and see how close he was. I would have done whatever I had to do, dude. And that's why this year we decided to have any games go, because by the end of last year we made that rule, and we both were just we were just watching the Kingdom Hearts movies, just letting trophies pop. We're like, I don't care anymore. I'm getting these trophies.
Yeah.
So we were just
at that point, you're already what do you want to call it?
Yeah. Once you go down that rabbit hole, things get really ugly.
You're already blurring lines. You're already kind of.
I think things are going to be a lot more organized. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. For you guys too, because you're going to be winning stuff this time. We're trying to make that more beneficial.
Right, and speaking of that, make sure you guys go in and sign up. So
yeah, please do.
Someone could post that link again.
It's ! Trophy War.
Yes. Cool. So guys, go in and side. You can do it right now. You have, I think, until the 25th, right?
We'll give you another reminder the night of the 24th when we do that show.
January 24th. So it starts. It starts the Monday. Right.
You'll have
so
to have
show.
signed up by midnight.
There are some of you, I'm going to expect a bunch of you to already have signed up. I know a lot of people are signing with Team Dean. And I'm not trying to be mean, I don't know a lot of people that are signing with Team Greg. I've seen a lot of people in the chat before, and I'm sure there are, but I don't know. But I want you guys to sign up. We want to see what the...
Don't forget that you're not just signing up for Greg, you're signing up for me as well. And I promise you, I'm going to work my very hardest. I work hard on everything I do.
He doesn't really...
Go ahead and fall for the face and the charm if you want.
I mean, if you want to be rallied by the...
I've got a good strategy. I know what I'm doing this year.
If you want to be rallied by the right-hand man instead of the king, then go for it.
You know what? I was going to say this right now. I guarantee you, Mike has put almost zero thought into this at this point.
Probably.
I put a lot of thought into this.
There may be some truth to that.
Well, let's not gloss over the fact that I am the king.
Yes, currently.
War.
Right.
You are the reigning champion.
That's right. I just want
but you will be dethroned.
I don't know.
Drew loves to play the whole game of I love an underdog story, but an underdog story is a lot of fantasy, and it doesn't always play out that way. That's why the world sucks as it is the way it is. You could say that Greg's a good guy, but realistically, in this sense, this is the good guy right here.
He wants to be.
He's going to win in the end.
He certainly wants to be the good guy in the dynamic of the whole thing, but.
And let's
I'm just the real guy.
Right.
He's not the good guy.
What am I supposed to do right now?
Have you ever looked at any the videos or anything like that? Greg talks so much mean trash. Dean just says, "I'm going to beat you. I'm going to destroy you. I am going to bury you in the trophies."
There was a lot of trash from both sides last year.
I trash all day. The thing is,
he was very insulting in in a way. Versus Dean, I think was.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was.
I think you both were equally.
What's the T-shirt link?
It is a ! Store.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. T-shirts are available.
We got girls and guys, white and black on there. All should be available.
I really think I'm going to buy one.
Yeah, I think I will too.
I think we all should. Good. I think that would be a cool. I think we all should do that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. I'm very excited. Here's the thing about me. I estimate Greg perfectly. He underestimates big time. Still, he thinks all these things last year.
Dude,
he's
and
still
the thing-
banking on
I had
that.
this. I had my birthday. And I was turning 21. I had this.
You
happen, I had
underestimated
this.
Greg last year. There was a point last year where you're like, "What is happening?
Well, because
where did
it
all
was
these
just-
points
he
come
was just
from?"
not
Because I
doing
know
anything
because
for a
he
while
was
there.
hiding all.
Yeah, but
his
that showed the
trophies.
potential that Greg has.
I'm talking about
when
now.
he
I'm talking about
commits.
this year, though.
Right.
I'm saying as of now, he's banking on a lot of those things, those factors. He was like, well, yeah, I underestimated you, but I had this and that and this and that, and so that's why I'm going to win this year. I think Greg is really going to bring the best he has this time.
Yes, he will.
I'm
not going to let him slack this year.
I estimate that appropriately. I fully expect him to. However, I'm going to break him in half. That's the
If that's not trash
truth of
talking,
the
I don't know what is. Anything else we want to
no,
describe
I'm really
here?
excited. Some people got a little concerned when we did our update videos because of the trash talking. This is all for you guys.
Oh, it's all fun.
I know. I think
Just
people
so you
think
know,
it's real. It is, but it isn't.
There's
some
an
people
extent.
think it's
I'll be
real.
honest with you. Last year it got pretty, especially towards the end. It got pretty like there were some times where like these guys were, but at the
Here's
end of
what
the day,
we don't
were
like.
all good friends.
When you guys take it too seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And then really start like Greg was getting some hardcore hate last year.
Yeah,
I know.
it's just
I saw
unnecessary.
it. Like,
Yeah.
wait, like that's not right.
I didn't know
like the trash talk between Dean and Greg, myself, I
And
guess
even
as
in the
well.
chat is fun
that's
once in a
all in
while.
fun.
It's
We are
right. fun,
totally
yeah.
doing
Keep
this
in mind,
fun.
we're all good friends. We go
Yeah.
out and hang out. Even last year during the trophy war, we went out for all of us. We all went out for Greg's birthday for his 21st birthday. We
Right,
all
yeah.
went together. We all had fun. We hung out, and there was nothing bad. And that was just right after and right before a recap video where you guys went and talked trash. It's all in good fun.
There
It's
was
all in
one
good
guy,
jest.
I'm not going to say his name, but there was one guy that hasn't watched our show in a while, as far as
Yeah,
I
he
know.
hasn't
One
been
guy in
around.
particular last year that was really rubbing me the
I
wrong
know
way,
exactly what
taking
you're
it too
talking
Yeah,
seriously.
we all know.
All I'm going to say is we're doing this in fun. You make sure that you do it in fun too. Any
Yes.
comments you make, if you're trash talking, make sure that it's obvious that
Right.
you guys are doing it in fun.
We're not saying like be clean, guys. You know,
Yeah.
we encourage
it's
trash
totally
talk,
fine.
but don't let it go to
I'm
your heart.
probably the worst offender. When I
Yeah,
sometimes
you
when I
can
talk
be.
to Greg, I like let him have it.
Yeah.
But he knows that we're entertaining you. It's for fun. We get competitive for fun. It's all part of the show. Not that I'm thinking everyone's like an idiot. You don't understand that, but there were a few people last year who were like,
To our
you
surprise.
guys have to stop fighting. Blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah, we got like chat in the.
And if
thing
you don't
about
believe
watching
it, you
videos.
can go watch Power Up on YouTube.com.
Yeah, I mean, come honestly, like
Right
It's
after.
what spawned Power
So
Up.
like, you can clearly see if you just switch videos that like were fun.
yeah, literally, you record them one after the other.
Right,
Like
yeah.
yeah. There's no hiding the fact that you guys are putting on a little bit of a show. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. That's
Right.
that's kind of the
But
fun of it.
we will be trying our hardest. Make no mistake.
Yeah.
About that.
All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Let's do our special thanks here.
Yep.
We got a lot of follows and subs and patrons and whatnot, and we want to acknowledge those, of course. So this is our special thanks here. They go out to our subscribers, who are the Nine Fox, Greg Verga, Tyspin, Johnny Poolside, The Lone Gunman, Mr. Rager 909, Moofy, The Level Up Host Drew, Bass023S, Chalk Car, Tobes 29340, and AJ 1004. Our patrons, Pussfield Scab, Mr. Rager 909, Tyspin, BMC Music, TX Puck, Dragon Con, Blakey 1888, Mark Conklin, Alex Bustos 98, Lionhammer, Tobes, and Thomas Hillman, and finally our moderators, who are Pussfield Scab, The Nine Fox, TX Puck, GFN 2112, Ghost Games, and Guitar Freak 12345. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. Don't forget you can continue to support us. Go to Patreon. It's really the best way to support us right now. Patreon.com/The Level Up Network. We talked about it earlier. All you got to donate is $1, and you get early access to exclusive YouTube shows like Power Up. Dean and Greg do it every week. They put a lot of work into it, discussing all of the big superhero comic book nerdiness, and it's a ton of fun that you can really see the relationship they have through Power Up. I think the best of anything. So it's a great watch, and you can get it early if you are a patron. 5 days early, to be exact, typically. Yeah, I think that's about it. Don't forget Twitter, guys. Tweet at us with #OnTheSpot if you want to be hard-hitting question on next Sunday's show. We got youtube.com/levelupshow, level spelled LVL. Subscribe there for archives and for Power Up. Patreon, the levelupnetwork.spreadshirt.com for t-shirts like this one, or the new Trophy War t-shirts. Choose your side at the Google Doc and buy the t-shirt to support your side, of course. If your side is winning, we will be making sure to give you rewards weekly. And I think that's it.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks so much for watching tonight, guys. We'll see you throughout the week. Greg hopefully will be on tomorrow with Inday. Mike's on Tuesday. Myself on Wednesday, or actually all of us on Wednesday. Dean, I know you probably won't be there, but we'll be doing It Only Does PlayStation this coming Wednesday. That is our exclusive PlayStation show, dedicated PlayStation topics.
Yeah, you know what? I'll have to see, but I might be able to make an exception for this week.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know, yeah, because we got to put together our topics throughout the week. So that'll be this Wednesday. Thursday, I might be busy. I might be seeing Star Wars for the second time, but if I'm not, I'll be doing Life is Strange. I just want to finish that off before I move on to other things. I'll probably get close to the end at least, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to platinum a game right before the trophy war.
That would be stupid.
Yeah. That would be stupid. So I'll get pretty far in Life is Strange, and then, of course, every Sunday is the Level Up show proper. Next week being a big one, guys. The Level Uppies. That is our game of the year, music of the year, story of the year, all those kind of things. We're going to be doing that next Sunday, and it's going to be a show on scale with last year, if you can remember. It was a lot of fun. So keep that in mind. Do not miss that one. We'll see you throughout the week. Take care. And as always, don't forget to level up.
It's nice. I like it.
I like it.
Sorry that we couldn't take any more calls, guys. We ran out of time.
I like how we know our audio cues at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
you're getting there.
Level up, everybody.
Good. Now that was neat.
Now that's a high five.
Oh, high five as in score, or as in it's a high five?
High five. No, as in it was. I love the high five.
Okay.
Score was killing it. Score was killing it.
Oh,
so 8.5 to be exact.
I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support. We'll see you throughout the week. Level up.